Hi, everybody.
Hey, episode 11.
Yes.
11/11 yesterday.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Please tell everybody what is special about yesterday.
Well, cheers to everybody because 11/11/11 is our wedding anniversary. And so yesterday was 12 years married, but not 12 years together.
Right.
14 years together.
Yeah.
14 lifetimes.
Yeah.
You know what we've never done? So happy anniversary.
Thank you.
We've never done a past life regression together. We haven't actually asked the guides. We felt our past lives together, but we've never actually done like an official asking the spirit guides, where did we know each other? Who were we? We know that we've been different.
I think we asked Red Eagle one time, right? And I think he said, well, we definitely had a Russian life. We were two Russian kids that starved to death in the cold winter of like wartime.
Wow.
Back in the day, like way back.
I vaguely remember that.
That was one I remember. Then there was the one you and I both remember, the famous one where we made our mark.
We had a very strong Irish.
It was like a
life
Gilded
together.
Age situation.
Oh, the English one. Yeah. Oh, so we do know.
We do know, but that's it. Like, and I know we've had more.
Those we figured out together.
Well, I'm really excited because I have a surprise for you.
What? Really?
Yes.
I love surprises.
See, guys, you got to keep it spicy.
Hey. If
So,
you're joining,
by the way, yeah, if you're new and joining us, hi, welcome to
Psychic Sundays.
And we are going to give you psychic readings. Riz is a trance channel and psychic medium. And if you're one of our Psychic Sunday friends and family, welcome back. And we're going to have fun these 2 hours. I
hope you're all cozy. You have your nice tea.
Riz doesn't know, you guys, what we did behind his back.
What'd you do behind my back?
Okay.
Literally behind my back?
Nope.
Oh.
So,
This is where my psychic senses don't actually help me ever.
Nope.
They never work for me.
So we gathered a bunch of questions from everyone that they have about you personally.
Everyone who?
On the chat.
These guys?
Yep. They have questions.
All right.
Look, how many questions about you.
What? When did you do this?
Behind your back.
You guys are okay.
Okay, so I'm going to start. We're just going to start asking questions because why not? Okay. So Kayla asked, Riz, what do you enjoy doing for a hobby on your free time?
Oh my God. I have to go back because then I have to think. I like to stare at the wall. I like to look at the TV, go through YouTube, look at my phone, look at the wall, pet the cat. I do this like just go around the clock, keep doing this for about 2 hours straight.
Cycle.
Yeah. I like I like to look. You want to know what I like to do? I like to look through eBay and eBay.
Okay.
Do you even know I'd like to do this?
Nope.
I like to go to eBay and look at all different things that different eras of my life where there were toys or when I remember like the magazines I used to read when I was 14 or 13 or 10, and I look to see if somebody's selling them on eBay. And then sometimes I order them for myself. That's the most honest answer I can give you, but oh my goodness.
More questions.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So
I play guitar. I play music.
So Chantel wants to know, Riz, what is your favorite treat after channeling? That's a good question.
Well, you know what I used to do, Chantel, back in the day when Oriah first got together, and this is very interesting, maybe for you guys who are learning to channel or learning to have out-of-body experiences, in the beginning, it can drain you. You can literally feel tired, exhausted afterwards. Now I don't. Now I can channel for hours and hours and hours. Next weekend, we're doing our 7 spirit guides in one night, and I'll be flying high afterwards. But we used to be at a Jerry's Diner in LA, which is a 24-hour diner, and I would be scarfing down like veggie melts and onion rings and vanilla milkshakes. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, but now it's peanut butter and jelly. You forgot about that.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly with
slightly toasted bread.
Yeah.
I have to say
you made
slightly.
me one today. It was so good. Oh my God.
I'm a real chef. These are fun. Thank you for asking these questions.
Right? Okay, so I have more.
Oh.
Christine would like to know how I wish your guides would know whom the president will be. I don't know how to rephrase that. I think it was a typo.
How I wish your guides would.
I think it's a typo somewhere.
Maybe I mean, like, would your guides know that?
That's not a personal question. Is that a
it's
personal
not
question?
a personal question.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, it's not a personal question. Adelie, how did you begin channeling? Did you have to practice, or did it come to you if you liked it or not?
That's a great question because I never get tired of answering it because I think it helps a lot of people. I was the most reluctant channeler, even though I've been meditating since I was a child, even though I had mediumship experiences, I was so set on doing something else. Anyway, I ended up at a channeling circle with an incredible channeler whose name is Alex Murray, and you can find an interview with him on this channel where I interviewed him about 6 months before his passing. Oriah and I did that interview. So I got a message that I would be a channeler, okay? And I didn't believe it. And I wasn't even like, wow, I can be a channeler? It was like, let's talk to me about playing music. So that aside, what began to happen was that I realized it was really through meditation. That's your key. I always meditate before a channeling session begins. And sometimes it's a very short meditation. There are spirit guide meditations you guys can do that you can probably find online. I'm sure people offer them. And it comes to you. So channeling started off with automatic writing. Then it became where I would find that there would be a guide. I couldn't quite get their name, but I could sense an energy, a presence next to a person. And I would kind of maybe get their color or their shape, or if it was a male guide, a female guide, or an elemental guide, or a spirit animal guide. Slowly, it would come into focus. And by slowly, I don't mean that day. Slowly meant weeks, months, even years. And I was a very patient learner because each thing that I got, if I just got a color, I was happy about that. I didn't need to know everything about the guide that was coming through. And then what was happening is I would repeat what the guide was saying. So I would just be me as Riz saying, so your guide is so-and-so, and they're talking to me about this.
But to be distinct, you did not repeat yourself like that one channel. Who's that channel that repeats himself?
Paul Selig.
Oh. Yeah, you don't do.
No.
Talking about repeat like that.
No. I mean, like, so they would say, "Hello, I am Archangel Michael." So I would go, "Hello, I am Archangel Michael."
But it would be in your head, quiet.
Yes,
that's what he means.
That's what I mean. So I would hear them say that, then I would repeat what they said, and then it started going. My voice and my eyes were closed, and then the next step was my voice started shifting a little bit, and it would go more into the energy of the guide I was feeling. And then slowly, and I think it probably took me 2 years before my eyes opened when I channeled. So yeah, it was a year before I met you and then a year in with you. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then we have more questions. All the way. Okay, great. Do you have a favorite Dracula movie? If so, which one would it be?
I wonder why you're asking me that. It's because I was Count Chocula for Halloween?
Yeah. But you've also been Dracula.
I have actually did.
Well, who's the one who played Dracula that you like? I think there was one, Lugosi?
Well, of course, the classic Bela Lugosi.
So basically it would be, I mean, really. But then there's the modern ones because Tom Cruise did.
Yeah, Dracula. But no, he wasn't Dracula.
No, he was, he wasn't Dracula.
I think that the ultimate Dracula movie has yet to be made.
Well, we know who would want to play that.
I know.
By the way, our resident Virgo assistant, Erica, is in the house, everybody.
Say hi, Erica.
Hi.
Okay, next question. And that was from Pinky Dinky. So now Chantel wants to know, Riz, do your spirit guides leave an imprint on your personality with time?
Yes.
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
No one's ever asked that question.
So before...
I've never even asked you that question.
But you know what? You've actually said over the years that the more Red Eagle has come through me, the more
is true.
You physically see... I've changed a lot physically. If you look back at pictures of me, and maybe we'll
He's unrecognizable, you guys.
Maybe Erica, find a picture of me.
2010, he had no beard. He was much thinner.
I was about 30 pounds lighter.
Because you know what happens when you get married and the cooking and all that goodies. So he just beefed up and beefed up and beefed up. But let me tell you, he was very he reminded me of Prince, the musician. And he was very feminine and gentle because that's what you need to be a good psychic and a good messenger. So then Red Eagle would come in, and Red Eagle was completely the opposite. This big Native American chief, and he would sit like this and like big, strong, like an oak tree. And and Riz would channel him. And then as the years have gone on, it's like it did start to impact him because he still has that.
Right. It did start to change.
Yeah.
It does. But what about when I channel Colonel Sanders? When is that gonna imprint me also? I actually have channeled Colonel Sanders.
So do you like these questions?
Yeah, I love it. Let's take one more.
Why?
Why?
Can we take more than one more?
Sure.
Okay. So Shelly has a question.
Hi, Shelly.
What's your favorite Indian food? Do you have a favorite food that you eat when you're in New York City?
Yes, I do. So my favorite Indian dish is butter chicken. And I also like saag paneer. And you know what? You're going to start me on this, and I'm just going to keep going. Because you ask most Indians, and we'll be like, we got a list of about 10 things. It's never just one or two things.
Right.
But that's where I would start. If I go to a restaurant, the first thing I'll order some naan, garlic naan, sweet lassi, butter chicken, saag paneer, samosas. I'm good. Is that enough food for one person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If you can describe your personality with a jelly bean flavor, what would it be?
Grape.
Ooh. What's your favorite hangout in NYC?
I like to sit by the fountain in Lincoln Center.
Shelly asked, when did you know that Oriah was the one? Was it immediately? And how did you propose?
Oh, serious?
And our anniversary was yesterday.
You're being
Shelly.
psychic.
You didn't even know that, I bet.
Yeah. Wow.
That was impressive.
I'm going to try. It's a long story, but
yeah, it is a long story. It's
absolutely. There was a light around her when I met her. When I first met her, it was at a party, and I didn't know who she was. It was a mutual friend. I actually gave her a reading because that's what I'm doing.
And I didn't believe in psychics at the time.
Kind of bored at a party.
So that was fun.
And would you say everything in the reading I said was accurate?
Yep.
Okay. She's not biased at all. So then, but no, seriously, she would tell you if it wasn't that great.
I'm a Taurus. I have no choice.
That's right. Then we knew 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it was because we both had a spontaneous past life experience while we were instant messaging about business, actually.
Yes.
We were really just talking about business. She did online marketing, and she had a background in personal transformational work, and I was looking for someone to help market me back then, like get me more out there. And remember, this is like 2009. So there wasn't, I mean, not everybody even had Facebook. I think I had 80 friends on Facebook back then.
I think it was just MySpace.
So yeah, it was like really new. I was like, what is online marketing?
Right.
So
I had to always explain
I couldn't afford her fees, and she didn't want to trade readings. So I said.
So the moral of the story is he had to marry me to get online marketing.
Yeah. And there's lots of stuff in between all of that, but it happened, and here we are. Okay.
Yeah, it's very long, and we could do a whole episode just on how we got together.
I proposed with a song. I wrote a song for her.
I will say one thing about the proposal, and I'm trying not to be biased. You know, it's hard, but I've seen so many proposals out there in the world, and it was so spontaneous. I mean, he did plan it, I'm sure, for himself, but it felt spontaneous, and we had broken up, and I had come back to the house to get my stuff, and he goes, wait, before you leave, I just have to talk to you for 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes,
I can't believe we're telling this story.
He wrote a song and he sang it and he wrote a letter.
No, not within 5 minutes I wrote a song.
No, he had a song already written.
Like, wow, you're good.
My father, who had crossed over, he wrote a letter for permission to ask me to marry him from my father. And I cried my eyes out. If it was anybody else, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have felt it. But because he's a medium and I've seen him and I know how real it is, I just couldn't take it. And plus so many other things that happened. But it was the most beautiful proposal that I've ever seen. And we both cried. And I remember the last thing we said before, at the end of it, we hugged each other. We were both on the floor on our knees and we hugged each other and we were crying. And then he said, he kissed my face. It was all full of tears. And he said, love is messy, baby. Love is messy. Right? Love is messy.
It's okay. It's messy, but it'll be all right.
And you guys, listen, if you just stick to that, you can get through anything. Because, love is messy.
That's right.
It's true. Okay. So, Riz, did you always trance channel or was it progressive? And I think you did.
Psychic mediumship first. And then progressed more because during the mediumship readings or psychic readings, I would feel the presence of spirit guides. And after really sitting in channeling circles and watching and getting messages myself, it rubbed off. I did not watch channeling to learn, not even for a second. When I would watch Alex Murray, was I ever thinking, I need to learn this? Or watching, how does he do it? First of all, by watching, you're never going to know how anyone does it, channels. But it was more just in awe of something.
Somebody asked, do you find that your diet and hydration status affect the ability to channel and communicate with spirit?
100% fantastic question.
You guys are asking amazing
You
questions.
are literally asking.
Wow.
Back in the day when we had antennas for TVs and radios, well, I think radios still have antennas. It's like saying, well, should I wipe the antenna clean? Should I clean actually just look at your phone. Should you wipe the lens, right? Oftentimes, by the way, check out the cover of my cell phone. Is that not wicked cool or what? Get yourself a Tarot iPhone case. Okay. And that's the sun.
Jenny Diaz says, happy anniversary. It loves, yes, brother, you're shape-shifting from Prince to Lumberjack.
Well, she remembers,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
So I was saying the proper care of the physical body for a channeler and all people who are doing healing work, but certainly for channeling, is that consider yourself a lens, which is picking up information and creating an image of it for the people who are sitting with you. So the lens has to be cleaned. You know, you do that when you clean the lens and suddenly you're like, oh, the picture is clearer. So hydration, minerals. I just want to say I can never stress to you guys enough to get on minerals in your water. Your mineral, whatever company you buy, make sure it's natural, doesn't have sugar, doesn't have
Dr.
chemicals.
Berg.
I like Dr. Berg's electrolyte powder, which you can find on Amazon.
BERG.
BERG. Should have magnesium, potassium, trace minerals, and pink Himalayan salt. Your body needs salt. Your body needs salt in all the water you drink, I believe. Why? Because you're made of salt water, not fresh water. Put fresh water in a saltwater tank. Watch the fish get sick and die. So that's why we're drinking more water than ever, but people are still not hydrated.
It's true.
And it's because of the minerals. And that not only is from me, but it's from the guides who channeled through me.
Many times.
Many times.
Buckshot would like to know, what's your favorite dish?
I think it was, we said in the Indian food. I tell you what I love to eat. I eat really clean 89% of the time. I don't think I can do more than 90% clean, but even when I'm 10%, that's bad. I'm not gorging on, Snickers bars or whatever, but I would say that my favorite dish, what is my favorite dish?
It's crazy. I think you get the most excited outside of Indian food with pizza.
Really?
I think so.
That's
you're
the New
not
Yorker
really
in me.
You don't really feel that way about like pasta
or burgers or things like that. No, you're right.
Burgers, or even like a complicated dish or a gourmet dish.
I like Malaysian food, and
you like Malaysian.
I get excited.
Food.
And I like Colombian food
and Singaporean.
Singaporean, same thing.
Okay, okay.
Thank you guys for being inquisitive about me. It's fun to answer
Angie Gray
questions.
would like to know if you have any phobias like fear of heights.
You nailed it. So I recently, in the last few years, developed kind of weird fear of heights. I never had a fear of heights growing up. And then I started to have it. Sometimes even going up on a ladder. Like if I'm up there and I'm like, whoa. If I watch it on TV.
Yeah, as I was going to say, you feel it when you're watching it on TV.
Oh, yeah. You like those
heights?
YouTube. Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
Like I can't handle it.
Right.
Yeah. I
Isn't
don't know
that
what
interesting?
it's about. Yeah.
So Chelsea Tripp wants to know who your favorite band or artist is.
So depends on the genre. When it comes, here's my favorite artists when it comes to growing up, I listened to hard rock, heavy metal, and hip hop because I was raised in the Bronx. So that's where hip hop was born. So my favorite hip hop artists at the time growing up were the old school rappers. When I say old school, I don't even mean Tupac. I mean older than Tupac. I mean like Run DMC,
right?
Soul Sonic Force. Those are the ones that I loved. Then, of course, I did love Biggie, which is a little bit later. In terms of hard rock and heavy metal, it was Kiss, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest were my favorites. And then other music was Neil Diamond, George Michael,
ABBA.
And who else?
I mean,
Olivia Newton-John.
You like a lot of 80s music.
I love that. And then I also like world music.
So I just wanted to ask you one more thing.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm just reading. Hold on one second. Okay, so Buckshot would like to know, what is your most rewarding thing for you?
At first I was going to say when I work with young people, but then sometimes it's when I work with older people. And I'll have clients who are 85 years old, who have much more life experience than me technically. I've done a variety of things, but, they've seen kids into adulthood and grandchildren, and they've done things and seen so many different eras. That's very rewarding for me when they're interested in the teachings or the messages I have for them. Because when I'm giving a message, I'm not even looking at the age. I'm speaking my truth and what's coming through. And then I take a breath when I'm sitting with them and I go, wow, I'm really humbled by the fact that you're listening to me. And we as people who are older, I always tell people, let older people listen to younger people listen to older people. The most rewarding part, other than that heavy, deep emotional part, is I get to make my own hours. That's the most rewarding part. I think if you can have a job where you can control how you make your hours. For me personally.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for this little surprise quiz to get to know Riz a little bit better. That was my little anniversary present for you.
That was a really nice anniversary present.
Thank you guys for making that possible.
You know how much I hate to talk about myself. I have a question. So I'm going to just jump right into readings, guys. I'm feeling really good.
I have some readings.
I got my Lucky Fox necklace on. I have a couple of questions out there, just a couple of messages that were coming through. So there's a name, Josie, that's coming through. Now, this is the name of a person that is either crossed over or they are referring to the person who is watching right now. The other thing is there's somebody here who's talking to me about tennis. This was their favorite thing. They're mentioning they keep mentioning the name, Andre Agassi?
Right.
Agassi? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Is there someone who was obsessed with Andre Agassi or someone named Andre in the tennis connection? I'd like to know that. Number 3, did somebody, this is interesting. So somebody have the cracked sidewalk in front of their house that is just got, people are tripping over and creating lawsuits over or something? Because that's coming through also. So those are 3 things that off the top of my head. I have some people on the other side who are bringing this up. And hey, Erica, could I get a tissue, please? It is blow my nose time again. Actually, I don't have to blow my nose. It's just I feel the heat from the lights is a little strong. It's making my nose runny.
So
let me know if any of you.
Like always, everybody, we take free questions and also super chat questions.
Yes.
And we're going to take Pinky Dinky's first super chat of the night.
Hi, Pinky Dinky.
Who is my main guide or family member that would like to come through, and what would they like to tell me?
Okay, so actually one of the people that's coming through right now is an actor. Right off the top, as soon as you said, who's your guide? I always like to say your guides don't always come with white wings. They come in very normal human appearances to me. And it is that duo of Abbott and Costello, and it's the skinny one. Is he Costello? I'm not sure. Erica, find that one out. The skinny one. Actually, it's both of them are around coming through to give you a message. And you go, what is that about? It is about, they were like brothers. So I'm going to give you the message immediately. It's coming through. Part of their message is that they work together and they were like brothers. And sometimes there's even brothers who can't work together well. Abbott was the skinny one. So he's the one talking right now.
And Erica, let me know if anybody answers whenever is this 3.
Yeah.
Yes. So Abbott is giving you a message, Pinky Dinky. And if you don't know who that is, I don't know how old you are. Look it up. They did black and white films, okay? And they were really funny. And it is about bringing more humor to what you're doing at work. And if you say, well, I work in a morgue, well, maybe you can bring some humor to that. I bring humor to even being a medium. In some of the most emotional readings I give, I still make a joke. And it's about understanding that your inner humorous world that you have with yourself, that wonderful sense of humor that's inside of you, is what's going to keep you sane. It's what's going to keep you going through your work with that, that flow, that perseverance of what carries you through. And it's your sense of humor. And they are saying, we'll work with you on that. I wonder if you know how to tell some jokes. If there's a member of your family, you would have to tell me the name. And that's how I use in this form of being on the internet with all these people sending their energy towards me. I need a name, something to focus on when you're asking me that specific question. But those are your guides right now. So you can tell people, yeah, you'll never guess who my guides are. Okay, next question.
Okay. So one of the hits that you got, somebody responded.
Yeah.
Okay. So Erica, I'm not getting a clear idea of what you're saying.
Jennifer, her comments right there. She's for Josie.
Right. So what was the first hit? Do you remember?
Well, what's the comment? Read that one.
She said Josie was her friend that passed away, a family member that passed away a few months back.
Okay.
That was the first name that you got.
Okay, that's what I wanted to
No
know.
one said anything about Tanner.
Okay, great. So this Jennifer is her name?
Yes.
Hi, Jennifer.
It's
Okay.
her family member and
Her family member named Josie.
Got it. So let me go for the reading now. So the Josie, because she's like, go. Hi. She's saying, I had to be here. So it's like well, there you go. I'm giving you to exactly hi. Just had to be here. And hello, she's doing fantastic. She is seriously, this is cool. That's the way I'm going to actually tell you the way she's saying it. She's like, seriously, this is cool. Seriously, this is cool. So tell the whole gang I'm good and I'm raising a toast to everyone. I'm raising a toast to everyone. So there you go, Jennifer.
Aw. Okay, Lori B. Hi, Riz and Oriah. Thank you so much for all you do. Well, thank you, Lori.
Yeah.
I've been suffering with severe pain since 2008, but the doctors cannot find anything wrong. Do you have a message from my guides for me? Also, what are their names? And while you're doing that, I'll send her my
What's her name?
go-to message. Lori B.
Thank you, Lori. Give me a moment. Lori, is there any history or has anyone ever mentioned any version of fibromyalgia? I don't actually know what that is. I know what some conditions are, but that's the word that's coming to my mind. And I'm not, of course, disclaimer, I don't make any diagnosis, but I'm saying it's something like, is it those kind of symptoms that happen with fibromyalgia? The guide Rumi is working with you, Rumi. He is a poet, was a poet in the earthly form, and still is on the other side. And is, I don't know how possible it is for you to change the living environment and to, make it more whatever you would like, because sometimes, you tell someone that maybe you should move and they go, I can't afford to do that, or it's too many other responsibilities. But it is, so much of this is about where you are living or what the environment is or where you're spending your time. I can't get any clarity on that at the moment about that. I'm going to ask more. But the guides that coming through is Rumi, and his poetry was always about the separation between him and his beloved. And then sometimes he would also you wouldn't know if he's talking about God and the separation from God and man, or the separation between him and a lover. And he would mix these two together. And I want to say that he sees you as this deeply, deeply romantic soul, this soul that is all about love. And you tend to get hurt more than the rest of us when it comes to love. And so that sensitivity, whatever you've been taking on in your life, at least the spiritual aspect or the emotional aspect of what your condition is, has been about what you take on and how you take things to heart a little too much. Yes, you can take things to heart too much, because sometimes people don't know what they're doing, or they didn't mean to say what they were saying, and they were unaware. So you can't keep that on you as other people leave your life. Okay.
Shut it.
Mm-hmm.
Over the past few weeks, I felt the presence of a lovely pixie-like female spirit. Can you tune in and help me work with this energy or her?
Yeah, I can. You're actually very, very in tune with this pixie fairy energy. First of all, I want to talk about this because last night I was talking about fairies to you. And I actually said to Oriah, I said, people think that fairies are, like back when I was a kid, if someone was gay and they were making fun of them, they would call them a fairy, which was disgusting to begin with, to say that. But secondly, that the whole idea was the reason they had that insult because they thought that fairies were weak or, not strong. But fairies are very strong, And I would be very happy if somebody called me a fairy now, or my kid a fairy. I'd be like, yeah, because fairies are fierce and fairies are powerful and fairies are magical, and you cannot mess with the real fairies. They come from the world of the Fae, F-A-E. There is a guide who speaks to those fairies, and I've channeled him, and his name is pronounced Kerenunos. I think it's spelled C-E-R-R-E-N. U-N-O-S, Serenunos, right? Or Kerenunos. And he is the god of the forest. Anyway, so anytime you get fairy energy, so it is about when there's a lot of punch in the small package. So it represents who you are, where I don't know what you look like, Sharath, but I can tell you is that anytime I see that energy around someone, it's because what's behind them is this great fierceness and strength, and what's on the surface of them is this very kind, approachable person, which you are. But it's the part of like, okay, the fairy's saying, remember, still stand your ground, not to be argumentative or to be violent, but to be peacefully assertive and to know your truth while still staying flexible, of course, but to be in that, just in how you feel in yourself, being safe in the world. So that's what the fairies are there for. Awesome.
Maria Janetti. Hi, Maria. Happy anniversary. Thank you. What are your thoughts on working with kids? My son is 13 and dealing with anxiety. Much love.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Well, can I say something really quick before you start? Maria, I would like to say 2 things to you. Well, actually 3 things to you. Do these 3 things, and then I'll let Riz give his reading to you. Introduce children's yoga to help center and move energy through the body for children so they can understand what to do with their body and get their mind off of their anxiety. Yeah. Second, remove sugar. Do a phase out. Remove sugar from their diet. That creates a backlog of issues in the nervous system for a small child, especially processed food and sugar can create high anxiety. And last but not least, I know it's tricky, but there's ways you can look online on YouTube. Teach your child how to meditate. All these very important skills that we use as adults, children love them, and they need these things to work with, these tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a, by the way, you guys out there, there are certain, I believe that 50% of anxiety and depression, at least 50%, I actually believe can be changed with your holistic self-care practices. Here's a couple of things I believe in. I believe in colon hydrotherapy. Colonics, I think, are so important.
But not for children.
Right. I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about everybody else. Why? Because certainly in the East, we know, and now we're knowing in the West, that the gut houses the immune system. Also, your mood has to do with what's happening in your gut.
Second brain.
Is your second brain is in your gut, in your colon. So it's fascinating. I'm not here to debate about it or anything like that. I'm just here to tell you what I like and and you can look into it. Is once a month a colonic for sure, with all, even if you eat perfectly, and we eat really well, cleanly at least, I like to say.
And make sure probiotics,
and a supplement that I think everyone should be on is called NAC. N as in Nancy, AC. Research that and the effects. Now this for children, and some of my clients have had amazing results with this, where these kids had OCD, and I said, look into some studies that have been done on NAC, and the OCD disorder was reduced by more than 50%. And these are clinical trials, by the way. So look into that. It's a great detoxifier.
There are sensitivities that your child may have you don't know about. They could be allergic to canola oil, cooked, boiled.
Right. Too much omega-6.
Yeah, really bad canola oil. When it's heated up to such high temperatures, it creates this toxin. So there's people who are actually allergic to it, and we have it in so many foods, especially fast food and a lot of restaurants. Right. So you cook with almond oil, grapeseed oil.
I don't know.
Olive oil.
No, olive oil isn't. I don't know. Let's not even get into
olive oil is certain things.
Certain things.
We don't want to heat up olive oil.
Right.
But anyway, so that's food. So anyway,
food
yeah,
stuff.
there's like we can go
getting
into
a nutrition show now.
Yeah, we're gonna be. Well, you'd be surprised what you put in your body. Like really affects your nervous system and anxiety.
It affects also your intuition, because if you are plagued and weighed down by anything. See, your intuitive abilities, most of it is letting go of what is weighing down. So anger, fear, sadness, regret, depression, anxiety, all of these things can really cloud, so much, 2/3 of which your intuitive vision can be. Mediums, the reason why mediums who have a skill to begin with and why they're able to go into a session and connect with someone who's crossed over for you is because they're not weighed down by the grief, sadness, anger, whatever it may be, over the passing of this person. That's why they're in the middle, right? They're the medium, they're the mediator. They're able to talk to this person and talk to this person.
Okay, Buckshot. Thank you both, and Erica too. Thank you, Buckshot. Who's my gatekeeper? Who's working with Buckshot
Hi,
now?
Buckshot. Red Cloud.
Oh.
Red
Wow.
Cloud. That's the name I get. Okay.
I've heard that guide.
Oh?
I've heard of that
Okay.
guide before. B. Petroni. Hey, Riz.
Hey.
Sorry if I'm mangling your names, everybody. I'm doing my best. Hey,
How's it
Riz and
spelled?
Lady O. P-O-T-R-O-N-Y.
No, the first name.
B-E-A.
B.
Hey, Riz and Lady O. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Much love to both. Is there any messages from my brother Ricardo? Thanks in advance.
Sure. Let me see if there is anything. B, I have a question for you. Did you guys used to pull dogs or cats' tails when you were kids? I know these are the funny things that come out in readings. I'm so curious to know. Because there's a joke about this. Also, B, I want to say that, yes, it's interesting. You're coming in right after we were talking about health, because now he's talking about health. Watching the sugar, all that stuff with you. But there's another joke. I don't know what makes me want to laugh. Is it like Ricky Ricardo making these jokes? Do you like put a lot of butter on stuff, or did he put a lot of butter on stuff? Like a little too much? Because I have to tell you, he's having a big feast on the other side, and Thanksgiving is coming up. Also, December, but not about Christmas. He's putting a heart around December, but it's not about Christmas. So that usually means marking the date or anniversary. Also, do you have a tattoo on your ankle? Who's the person with the ankle tattoo, B? I have questions for B. She asked me questions. I end up asking her 4 questions. So right back, and Erica will tell me. Next questions.
Okay, I'm just going to jump around and then come back to some super chats. Sure. So Taylor Peel. Can I ask for a reading for me and my dear friend, Julie Ann? We lost our beloved Helena at 89 years of age during COVID. She passed alone in the hospital. Can we please know that she's okay?
At the moment, I'm not getting that connection, but I do want to say something else. Do you have somebody that you know that Taylor, that had a boating accident and they fell off of the boat? And then I don't think that they drowned though, but they fell into the water and they came back again. I don't know if you live near water or something, but that's coming up for me while you talked about Helena.
Sorry. Taylor Peel. Oh,
Yeah.
Helena. Yes.
Helena. Let me know about the boat thing. I have to go there first for some reason. I'm not getting Helena at the moment. I never will tell you I have a connection if I'm not making that connection right now. But end of May also, birthday or anniversary is being referred to by the other side for you, either you or Julie. Okay, next person.
I would like to take this question.
Sure.
It's a super chat. Bernadette Desire. I never know if I'm saying
Bernadette
it.
Desire.
I never know if I'm saying your last name
got an
right
awesome
because you have a
name.
little Desire. Thank you, Virgo. I have to say Virgo because she knows she is my trivia queen. Okay, so why am I getting a sudden urge to paint starseeds? I have another YouTube channel. It's called United Starseeds Connection. And I started it during the pandemic, and I did over 100 videos, and I talked a lot about star seeds. You can go to our other channels and you can see it there. Okay. So, as soon as you start becoming interested in star seeds, that is your portal. As soon as you start looking at pictures of it, or you start wanting to paint them, or that's when you're starting to get that connection. You're starting to want to connect to your own lineage, your own star lineage, your own where you're from, your other multidimensional selves. It's a portal. And I'm so happy for you that you're actually interested in painting and going into the direction of spirituality in that way, because that is a huge access point for you. That is where you're going to start getting messages while you're painting, downloads. That's where you're going to heal. That's where you're going to reconnect. That's where you're going to let go of anxiety and stress, because you're feeling like you are more than just this person you are today in this human life, in this 3D. You are a multidimensional being, and you get to experience that. You get to feel it. It's like you're reconnecting and going home. It's very symbolic. So I'm very happy for you that you're doing that. Keep doing that. And we would love to see some of your paintings. Next time you come back, put it on the chat. We would love to see what you're painting. Okay.
Also, I have a question I got another message.
We have somebody with a crack in the step in the slab of concrete.
Great. And another one I wanted to ask you, is there somebody out there who's raising chickens right now? Because I want to talk to that person. Okay. Somebody here wants to talk to the other person.
So Chelsea Tripp says, May the hit was me. We have a big crack in our step and slab, going through legal proceedings now with people who did work for us.
Okay, thank you.
Wow.
Chelsea?
All
right, Chelsea. So, this is going to take a bit of time, and the message from your guides is to stay the course and not freak out. And, some people want to take advantage of you in some sort of way, to take advantage of the situation. I don't think that they're going to get any kind of, I'd feel that it's going to be not as bad for you as you think it might be, or they scare you into thinking. So just hang tight, keep a cool head, and the guides are working on it with you. Okay. Did that Pinky ever get back to me? Where did you go, Pinky?
Chantel would like to know, she has a white lone wolf visiting her beside her bed at night. Any thoughts?
Well, spirit animal, right? Many people who experience things, especially when they're kids, they see things in their room when they're kids and they get afraid. So white wolf, you can easily look up what the meaning of a spirit animal for the white wolf is. I would say to you, it's time for you to, hopefully you're not afraid of it in any level. Your spirit animal will appear to you. That you have a few spirit animals, but most of the time when a spirit animal appears to you, there's a main spirit animal, just like you have a gatekeeper. Gatekeeper is the one who is, you might say, the chief of staff of all the other spirit guides and runs the door, checks IDs. What does that mean? Like there's a bouncer outside a club who checks IDs, and what that gatekeeper is doing is like, oh, so you want to come in and give a message? Okay, let me see if you're the real spirit guide, and they kind of do that work for you. That's your gatekeeper, amongst other responsibilities. So
okay, so we have some people getting back to you.
Okay, who's getting back to you?
Okay, so Pinky Dinky says Auntie Laureen is my auntie who passed.
Okay, thank you. But I had asked some other questions too.
Yes, you did. Harmony Mind's Eye Love Lucian says I have 7 ducks, no chickens yet. Chickens will come this spring.
Okay, got it. And so Pinky Dinky said her name was?
Auntie Laureen.
Auntie Laureen, thank you. Now that helps me. Curious if Auntie Laureen had any issues with her feet. Usually people who have issues with their feet have something to do with diabetes. And if it's not Auntie Laureen or Lorraine, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing the name, then there's somebody else here connected to you with that issue. She's going like this to your hand. She does this to you. It's all about like holding your hand and putting her hand like this, not like interlaced, but like this on your hand is what she's showing me. And there's a Charles connected to that name as well. Okay. Doing great. Next question.
So this person is named Rogue. My son Lee passed in 2015.
I'm sorry.
I'm very sorry about that. I was told by a feminine medium he wouldn't talk to her though. So
You were told what by a
okay,
feminine
so
medium?
this is how it's. My son Lee passed in 2015. I was told by a feminine medium he wouldn't talk to her. Maybe he would talk to you. His death was mysterious to me.
Okay, his name is Lee. Okay, got it. And what's the name of the person?
Rogue.
Okay. In 2005?
2015.
15. So the thing that I'm getting is that this body was moved. Meaning, I don't think that where this body actually, quote unquote, died, crossed over, passed over, whatever word you want to use. I don't think it happened where the body was found. So that usually confirms some sort of cover up of something. But I do want to say this. The message I'm getting from my guides about this is that this could not have been avoided. Were there any marks on Lee's wrists? And that, I don't mean by like trying to slit the wrists, or was there any tying? Was there any unusual things about his wrists? Also, they're talking about the month of March. And there's some reference, I don't know where, Rogue, where you are, but you guys have any connection to Maryland? I'd like to know.
Okay. Some responses.
Okay.
Pinky Dinky says pancreatic cancer. Her feet would swell.
Her feet would swell. Thank you.
Kim Warren says, I am a chicken owner. They aren't babies right now, so it might not be for me, but just in case.
No, it's the chicken owner. Let me go to the chicken owner. First of all, about your aunt's feet, she's walking and doing great. She's got high heels on. She's got pearls on. She also has a hat on. Looks like going to church type of clothing. Okay.
Rogue says nothing in the autopsy. Yes, March.
Yes, March. Okay.
Okay.
Well, you know, I use dates because that helps you understand that I'm tuned into who it is.
So Taylor Peel responded, thank you for the reading. Both my father and my grandfather sail.
Sail. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Okay. Kim Warren.
Also, I just want to say one more thing. There's somebody's coming through who's saying the name Audrey or Aubrey. You know, they both sound similar. So if your name is that, or somebody in your family who's crossed over with that name, it has to be a strong connection. It can't be, I knew someone in third grade, Audrey. No. It has to be a strong connection. Let me know.
Angie Gray.
Yes.
Hello, Riz and Oriah. My son Jack crossed 3 years ago. Does he have any messages for any of his siblings or myself?
Yeah. What's her name?
Angie Gray is the
Got
person
it.
asking the question.
Angie, is there... remember, when I tune in, other information can come through. I was wondering if there's a name that's connected to you guys by the name of Ada or Ida. Jack. Yeah. Did you decorate the house for Halloween, or is there some reference to end of October? We just had Halloween, but I feel like he was there. And I feel like he sent a message right around that time. A fun message. What is leaking in your house? Or did somebody like drop the orange juice or something? Because I see something spilling in the kitchen, and he sees that and he's laughing about that. Also, there's some very specific things. Is there some kind of, you know who the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are? Is there some connection to Jack and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Curious.
Okay. Ready for the next
Yeah.
one? Okay, Jennifer. I felt something touch the back of my head and woke me up the other night. Was I dreaming that, or was somebody trying to get my attention?
Yeah.
Jennifer also said she knows an Ada.
Is the Ada crossed, Jennifer? Or did Ada here... Is the Ada here or crossed over? And again, it's not a random name. It should be a strong connection of some sort. And we wait.
Okay, next question. Shelly A. I'm
Yeah.
curious about my dad when he died. He passed away in 2017. His name is Exley, Exley.
Exley. Wow, I've never heard that name
I know. And his nickname was Busta, Busta. We had a strained relationship.
Uh-huh. Do you know if you had a brother? I don't know why I'm saying you should know, but you never know if you don't know. Exley, and they call him Busta.
I have somebody responding to Ada.
He's wearing, by the way, yeah, he is coming through, by the way, and he's wearing a tank top, actually, and he's showing me like he's really in shape. I don't know if he was in shape here on the earth, but he's certainly in shape on the other side. Did he have a weird habit of with his hair or his head, moving his hand on his head or through his hair? I mean, he's kind of doing that right now. Also, you're going to take a trip. You got to go down to Mexico. I don't know if it's Cancun or more of the more historical spots, but I see that. You should do that if you're thinking about it. If you want to, even if you want to take a cruise, it would be a good idea for you. You would have a great time. He wants to, okay, got it. Thank you. He's like, he wants to be your travel agent. I've heard this from people on the other side, by the way, before, where the person who's crossed over wants to help them with a certain aspect of their life. And him with you is like, I don't guess he didn't have the money to ever gift you something like that, but he wants to network for you so you're able to do that also. And he's like sending his love and energy to do that. And listen, on the other side, everybody learns their lessons and continues to grow. When it's your time to cross over, you guys will make amends eye to eye, seeing each other. But for now, understand that there's a deeper soul contract why he has to be your dad in this lifetime, even though it was very strained.
2 responses.
Uh-huh.
So B. Petroni said, my niece Connie.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember. That was like 4 questions back.
Is she telling me the name of someone who crossed over?
We're looking.
Okay.
We're going to go back and find the question
Okay.
again. And somebody responded to the Ada.
Yes.
The name of this profile is I Really Wanted You To.
Uh-huh.
And those are the Audrey and Ada.
Who is the Audrey?
Okay.
You said
Audrey was her aunt.
the same person?
Yeah.
So the same person has a connection to Audrey and Ada?
Aunt and cousin.
Are Audrey and Ada?
Yes.
Got it. And Audrey's crossed over.
Yes.
Thank you. And this long name of the person of their profile handle, we don't know.
I really want you to.
Okay, I really want you to. I really want you to listen. So she's fine on the other side, saying hi to you and saying hi to Ada, and all is well. And Happy New Year. Even though we're far from it, I don't know why she's saying Happy New Year. Maybe you have big New Year's plans. Are you the one with a really loud neighbor, or somebody's calling the cops on the neighbors because they're too loud or there's too many parties? She's like, good. Those people should quiet down. Okay, that's that message for you.
Okay. Do you remember our makeup artist from New Mexico?
No.
The one for the shoot that we did, the trailer recently.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so she's here.
What was her name?
Hi, Janine.
Janine?
Janine Maloney.
Hi.
Hello, friends. This is Janine from New Mexico.
I meant I didn't remember your name.
Just wondering if there are any messages for me. Plus, I wanted to say hi to both of you.
Hi. Yeah, we're in New Mexico for a very special shoot that we can't talk about. But maybe in about 3 months, we will.
Don't say
When everything happens. No, this is where it's going to go. So everything is going to happen. It's going to happen. And when we announce it, we announce it. But it was in New Mexico that we shot this thing. Okay. Janine?
Yes.
Okay. Janine, did you lose a brother or a very close male to you? And I don't mean a father. And I don't mean a son. So it's either a brother, a male friend, or someone that you were with. Keep practicing Don't give up on working on your own intuitive abilities. You need to have a deep meditative practice. This is going to be done twofold. One is in the body. So that means the way you work with your body is through a really proper yoga class to get your body centered, open, and strong. Your body is going to be part of the foundational strength of you being able to be calmer later so you can drop in this way, and to learn to work with some tarot. That would be a very great tool for you to do it. That's your message for now. Do you know who John Bonham is? He was the drummer of Led Zeppelin. I've never gotten a message from him. I know a lot of rock stars like to talk to me. He's coming through and saying, he's like, I got your back. And like, you're a real rock and roll. Yeah, John Bonham. He's working with you. He's like.
She says regarding the foot thing, she's there at home with a broken foot.
Who is?
Janine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just say something about a foot?
Oh, no, she probably just mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
But do you know, Riz pointed out something to me about the way you were walking on the set. He said she literally said this.
Oh.
He says she needs to watch where she's walking because she keeps tripping and one day she'll get hurt.
Oh, I did say that.
You did say that. And I remember I was like, he never notices stuff like that. Like, but he took a moment to go, why is she walking like that?
You know,
Like her gait, something about the way she was walking, he took note. And he was like, he made a comment about it.
I cannot believe I did say that.
I cannot believe that.
Wow.
So that's why I have to, like, when you say things like about us, like I have to make a mental note.
Oh my God, your poor foot, my friend. Well, you know what? Take it as an excuse to be able to nurture yourself and catch up on some shows and be nicer to yourself and let go of worries and appreciate the blessings of life. That's what a lot of conditions, accidents, illnesses can, at least some good things they can do for us immediately.
Now, I don't know if this is in regards to somebody responding.
Yes.
But Shelly A says, my dad loved traveling and worked on a ship as a young man. Always wanted us kids to travel.
Is that the one I said was a travel agent? Okay, got it.
Okay. Baron Von Crunch, we welcome you.
Welcome.
Bob in Valrico, Florida. Riz, and this is a fun question. For some reason, I feel it's so different. Could you ask my guides, especially George Carland, who is currently working with you,
Yes.
what they think about my family's decision to move to Merida, Yucatan?
The Yucatan Peninsula?
Yeah, right? Can you look that up, E, and see if that's where
Do you know that I
it's
said the
located?
words Yucatan Peninsula as if I know what I'm talking
Merida.
about? I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's just, the
let's-
Yucatan Peninsula,
let's
of
talk about
course.
Yucatan.
I know the latitude and longitude. Okay. I don't even know why. First, I thought the Yukon, which is very intriguing. Do you know the Yukon is very intriguing to me in Canada?
It is.
Why?
It's
Is it
so
because of
mystical.
because of Yeti?
Yeah. And because it's very low density, there's no hardly any population, and it's broken up by so many waterways and plenty of places to hide. And God knows who lives in the Yucatan. How many Bigfoots, Yetis? I mean, Yukon.
Yukon. So where's the Yucatan Peninsula?
Yucatan.
That's in Canada.
Okay, so
The Yucatan Peninsula is all.
Wait,
No, it's not. There's no peninsulas in
Merida,
Canada.
Yucatan.
So let me go back to Baron Von Crunch.
Central America.
What is the family? What should you think of the family doing this?
Yeah. What do they think? What do the guides think about his family's decision to move there?
Yeah. I want to say a side note to Bob. It has nothing to do with this question you asked me, but have you ever been to a pig roast? Or like where they they cook the pig, but they cook it under the ground? Is that a pig roast? Yeah, then not the one where they turn it, but they bury it. Is that Hawaiian?
That's Hawaiian. Yeah.
I don't know. Just curious if you've ever been there, because if you haven't done it in this life, you've done it in a past life. What do the guides say about it? I'm asking. I don't give my opinion, man. I just give you what I get from the guides. I ask.
And by the way, I really want you to says yes and yes to the Ada, the aunt and the cousin. Yeah.
Isn't that cool that they came through and said the name of the cousin. And okay. So, you know, there's an old song that's called 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad. It was by Meatloaf. And that's what the guides are saying about, like, it's not a 3 out of 3 for the reasons, but a 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and it's fine for now. It's fine.
Okay, so Shelly A again says some confirmations. Nope, that wasn't the name I wanted to say. I wanted to say Shelly. Oh, no, I did. Look at that, right next to each other. So Shelly A said he died in Tijuana. So that's towards one of the
Mexico.
Readings. Okay. So you had said something about Mexico. Yeah. Okay. So Jennifer Kelly. Hi, Riz and Oriah. Do my guides have any messages about any action I should be taking right now in my life, and or if I should be moving to another state or country in the future?
Well, in the future is a big space of time, isn't it? But let's see what the guides have to say for Jennifer K. You know, the thing that they're bringing up to me, Jennifer, is very interesting because they're going back to past life, and they're showing me you had some past lives where you really went through battles, and I'm not talking with a sword and shield. These look tribal. These look like there were jaguars and panthers in the rainforest kind of stuff where you had to actually fight off wild animals. And that was those lifetimes where you were experiencing that. It's not really violence because it was just survival, right? Humans and animals. But it's violence in the sense that it was a strong fight, right, for survival. You've been through that. And maybe you even have marks on your body that you can't explain. And this lifetime was really about you being fearless because you've already been through so much already. And I just want to make sure that when you move places, even if you are running from something, and there's no shame in running from something, because if a train is or a lion is chasing you, you can run from it. It's okay. You don't need to fight it. So when I say running from something, I mean just trying to get away from something. That is fine. But what they're saying is that lifetime was very tribal. This lifetime is about inspiration. This lifetime is also about some writing that you need to do. And if it is about that creative spark coming back to you, then sure, you can look into moving if that's fine for you. But this is where you get very clear about why you're doing something. And like I said, even if you're running from something, you can still go because it makes sense. And even if it's from something within yourself, it's not like a situation, but they keep bringing this up and they're bringing this past life up. This is a time that is, these questions that you're asking are actually very rooted in some very big shifts coming for you. And this opportunity to be able to take that turn, okay? This is not on the surface at all. You're really you're closing a chapter and beginning a new one. That's a big deal. In fact, it's more than a chapter. It's like, imagine a trilogy. You're done with the first 2.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Jennifer was the one who asked about who was touching her on the back of the head, but you confirmed that it would be a spirit.
Yes.
But did you
I didn't finish. Again, I did not get a chance to finish that for you. What happened?
There's lotion on the mic.
There's lotion on the mic? Because I have lotion on my hands?
Yeah. I don't
Why is that bad?
Because I like everything to look perfect.
Well, it looks like the mic is moisturized. See? Keep your mics moisturized. Yes. So, yes, I'm going back to the one of touching you on the head. This is not the first time. Finally, it's just like that spirit is saying to me, well, finally she felt it. Well, because you have to learn how to be that open in the daytime as well. At night.
Can I say something about when spirits don't give a name?
Yeah.
You guys will find this very interesting.
Yeah.
So we're us humans, we always like to attribute a label and a name to everything.
Yeah.
That's how we categorize, and that's how we know what things are. We have our opinions and associations, and we get really excited about what things are. No harm, no foul. It's a very innocent human trait. But something I learned through all these years of Riz channeling and talking to many spirit guides, I used to be very, very caught up on the names of the guides and who was talking to me. And so one day I got to this point in, I think, my spiritual evolution, and they had a talk with me. And they said, why do you need to know the name? And I was like, you hear a record scratch? And I was like, because, and they're like, why? They made me answer. It was a very, very sloppy, messy answer. I was stumbling, trying to figure out, like, how am I in trouble? Did I get myself in a corner? What's happening? And they basically said, so we are all one and we're united in our universal language of love, right? So we all have personality essences. However, and it comes in the form of elements, animals, and embodied, that a human embodiment. So it looks like, you know, a human being. So 2 eyes, nose, and mouth. What would that call? Humanoid.
So you're talking about how the spirit shows up
to us, right? And that spirit could also shapeshift into other things, but for the most part. So I can go deeper into that, but I want to get to the point about the name. So what happens is there was times that I was more focused on the name than the message or about the thing that happened. So I was paying close attention to the way you were answering, because I've been here before and I know about this. And I noticed that the guide or the person was not giving the name, but just talking about, what did you feel? What did you experience? Why did you experience that? What do you think it is? Activating and turning those wheels inside your own head. And this is a part of spiritual evolution. Because imagine if you're constantly fed. And look, we have no problems giving names. But I just want you guys to know, this is a different stage of human evolution spiritually when you get to this point. When you start to realize that sometimes it's just the feeling. It's the experience that you're having that's for you. And it was really hard for me to like start to get used to getting messages without having to ask who it was talking to me. Sometimes Riz would channel a full trance channeling session and they would not give their name until the end because they did not want that to be a distraction. So keep that in mind, keep it in the back of your head, just to think about, if for some reason a name doesn't come through ever, it doesn't mean anything other than pay attention to the message. I know you have to flip some switches around, but just trust me on this one.
Yeah.
Did you find somebody you want to answer, or do you want me to pick one?
Harmony.
What? Okay. Harmony, Mind's Eye, Lovelution. Hi, beautiful humans. Is there any guidance for my dear friend Xavier? He's listening to the live with us right now. Any guidance for his highest path?
Javier. Yes. I hear so much music around you, Javier. I wonder if you ever thought about making it or trying to, or in that field. So, first thing I get with you, Javier, is that your path was about having to face the part of you that needed to sort of grow up fast and survive, but the part of you that was retaining the young child, or I don't even want to say child, more adolescent. So what's adolescent, 11 or 12? Those years are coming through pretty strong to me. And I feel like there's this place where like the weight was getting so heavy on you that I just see like a spine going like this. And this is where you were taking on things very heavily. And now it's a time where, you know, it's interesting because today is an Indian holiday called Diwali. Diwali is about 5 days long, but today was the peak and yesterday was the peak of it as well. And it's a festival of lights. It's a festival of celebrating the victory of light over darkness, and the goddess Lakshmi, who is the goddess of prosperity and abundance. There's actually two other goddesses as well associated with this. There's actually a god of death that's associated with Diwali as well, which is so interesting because it also comes on the heels or right around the same time as Halloween, which has to do with the veil between life and death. So they keep showing me those beautiful. So on Diwali, we light these candles like this all over India, and it is symbolizing that light. And so I would like to say to you is that it's time to start doing some candle meditations. And those candle meditations are about just you in a room looking at the candle, make sure that it's not a toxic candle, like get a nice soy candle, and letting yourself really feel the light surrounding you and letting that go all around you and cover you, kind of cleansing your aura, and start going into this more, because I do feel that what you have to offer is communication between people. So whether that's between artists or creative types, that's very important for you. Also, they're saying new hairstyle. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. Okay.
Correction on the name, Javier. So it's not Hispanic.
Oh, so Xavier. Okay.
Xavier, like Saint Xavier.
Okay.
So Jenny Diaz, she would like to know if she can get any information, more information on the guy or the guy she's interested in. A little cryptic, but I think that's what she was asking.
What's the question?
It was just a message about her love life, basically.
Is it about
Is
a
that right?
specific person?
Because the way she worded it, she was hinting that there.
Oh,
could have been
no. I need a
somebody-
clear question.
Okay, Jenny, you have to rephrase the question.
Go on to the next
sister.
one for now.
Okay. Now, Bay is back with a couple more notes. So I just want to know, did we complete this message to her? Because there's
I asked
different.
about the ankle tattoo. I said my niece Connie. I asked my brother Ricardo had any messages. Great. He's talking. The message was for the person with the ankle tattoo, sending love to that person. Got it. I'm curious, is Connie his child? Okay. He is like, can I tell you something about Ricardo's energy? It's like electricity. It's like was a star inside of this person. I don't know whether this star got to really shine, but it's like touching electricity for me right now. It's rare. I have goosebumps. Yeah.
Chelsea Tripp, can you tell me about my guides? Do they have any advice or guidance for me? Or what signs are they giving? Do they protect my children? Blessings.
Yes, and yes. So fast coming through. So fast. By the way, there's all this. I don't know if you like paisley, but the way that they're showing up is like this super beautiful, bright pattern of paisley coming through. Message for you. Take your time in your conversations with people. I know that who doesn't hate getting interrupted, but like, I feel like the focus right now is about calm, slow conversations happening in your life, and you facilitating that by being that yourself. The other thing that I'm getting is this is a very, very good time for you to start spending, and if you can, I know it's hard to do this with children, but time alone where no one can be in touch with you, where you have at least 2-3 hours where you're out of reach and no one can text you, no one can call you, and trust that nothing's going to happen to anyone because there is a source and there is a great spirit, and trust that. And this is that time for yourself right now. Also, I want to say is that sometimes I see some things about money and people owing money or working out financial arrangements with people. Maybe this is people who you've lent money to, or maybe some things need to be renegotiated and some contractual things. I see that as well. Also, I see there's someone here on the other side around you who had major like gum disease or stuff going on, like a lot of surgeries in the mouth. I'd be curious to know if you want to tell me anything about that.
Soulmate Attracts is giving us a nice little compliment.
Yeah.
Good evening. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Likewise, and I hope one day to be in the circle of light. I enjoyed your videos on Gaia, and I'm getting to your book soon. Sending pure love.
That's really sweet. Thank you for joining us. Those are a lot of fun doing all those shows. Every time I do a show, I feel like I've changed so much since I've done like a podcast, or someone will watch me on a podcast and go, wow, I feel like I've changed a lot since then. And
Yeah.
actually, it makes me happy. It's kind of fulfilling
And to
for
take
me.
a little commercial break right now, just wanted to say
Mm.
that you've been doing a lot of podcasts lately. So
Ah.
if you are interested in some of the interviews that he's been doing in podcasts recently, you can go to our homepage at our website. Erica, you can put our website. And so that's one. And then two,
Yeah.
on November 19th, we have a very special event that we've been talking about where you're going to be channeling 7 spirit guides
Yes.
talking about consciousness unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
It's also going to be live streamed.
Yes.
And we're going to be pre-recording it or we're going to be recording it as well. So it's available for purchase or live stream or join us in person.
Yes. For sure. So that's a week from today, guys. It's called Consciousness Unlocked. It's at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're in the LA area, get your tickets. You can go to our website. You go to my Instagram, Psychic Riz the Wiz, and there are links for that in my story and in some of my posts and my reels. And join us, 7 spirit guides in one evening, each one speaking about a different aspect of consciousness. So we have Merlin, we have Caravaggio, we have, of course, Phineas and Red Eagle, Edgar Allan Poe, and more. So come and do that. If you can't join us in person, get the live stream and watch it from the comfort of your own home.
Okay, ready for the next one?
Is somebody out there? Wait, I'm getting messages. The guys want to give a message to somebody. There's somebody here on the other side who's a reference, and it's very specific. They had it's either a pet store that I'm seeing, or they worked at an animal shelter, or you're the person getting the message works at an animal place, and they want to come through and give a message to you. So let me know if that's you.
Okay. Angie Gray. Did we talk to Angie Gray?
I don't think so.
Okay. So Mystical Matters asked a couple questions. Basically, if you have any messages for her.
Mystical Matters?
That I'm meant to hear tonight. Yeah. Mystical Matters.
Mystical Matters.
You know what, you guys, would be really easy and fun and better is if you have a profile that doesn't say your name. It's kind of hard to like lock into your energy field.
Right.
So it's easier if you give your name.
Absolutely.
So if you,
I agree, because your profile handle, believe it or not, doesn't really carry the vibration of your name.
So can you give your name?
Yeah. So let's keep going.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. The zookeeper. Hi, Kim. You're a zookeeper. Thank you. Wow, you're a zookeeper. Amazing. So it's a male on the other side coming through, older male for you. And really sending loving energy around the work with the animals so close. Did you get a new car? They're saying new car, which means either you got one or you're getting one. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to get one, whether you like it or not. A lot of love around you. A lot of love around you. And so I see a trip. To me, it looks like Pacific Northwest. Pacific Northwest. And if you don't know anyone there, then you're just going for you. But go.
Okay.
And let me know what you think of that.
Matt Crawford.
Yes.
Very special question. I lost my cat, a Japanese bobtail named Ellie, this past summer.
Oh, so cute.
Any message from her?
Oh,
wow.
It'd be amazing if one of our cats walks in right now. Oh, Ellie. Yes. That little monkey. I'm calling her the little monkey. I don't know if that's what you call your little monkey. She's just like running around a fruit orchard right now. Cats don't even eat fruit. Do they even eat fruit? But anyway, your cat does now. Corner by the front hallway, so of your house. What is it? They're sending me a message. Corner of the front hallway. What does that mean? Does the hallway even have a corner? So I guess where the hallway ends, and I'm going over towards the right-hand side, far right-hand side. Was that her spot, but that's where she pops in. Just curious, do you have fake fruit in your house or pictures of fruit in your house? Because I think that's the reference about why the joke, the cat. Yes, your animals actually make jokes on the other side. So curious. What was this person's name?
Matt.
Matt. Do you have, like, what's the fruit thing? Okay.
Bernadette asked me if I'm still answering super chats. Yes, I am.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
go
also,
back.
but I also go in between and get free chats.
Have there been
free chats?
Has there been a super chat question?
Yeah, we answered almost, I think, all
Go
of
back,
them.
make
We
sure,
have one
Erica, if you
more.
can check.
Yeah, Bernadette has a question about dragon eyes, which I'm getting to because I try to keep it in theme a little bit.
Yes.
When I get a chance, but we'll get to that question.
All right.
Now, as far as rogue, so we were trying. I was talking to Erica, and I was asking her right now if she remembers the last hit you just got and threw it out there, because I didn't register it or write it down.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, but maybe somebody remembers when you just got a random hit just a few minutes ago. I did not write it down, so I would not know how to follow up on anybody's question or response to that. So if any of you remember his hit right now, please let me know. Because
we got the
zookeeper.
zookeeper. I do see someone wrote about an animal shelter for some time, but no, this was for the zookeeper.
Oh, okay.
Currently.
Is the only super chat we haven't answered.
Yeah, she's the one about the dragon eyes.
Okay, let's go to the super chat. Yes, I'd love to.
And here we got another super chat just came in.
Okay.
So. Okay, wait. I was going to talk to you about Golden Joan. Did I do that yet? I have not.
No.
So Golden Joan's question is she is getting a energy in her spine. I'm looking for the question now. She dropped it in later. She's getting this interesting energy in her spine. She's feeling energy moving in her spine.
Yeah.
And she wants to know, and I'm looking for, I think the question didn't come with the super chat, so it's separate. She wants to know any messages on why she's feeling energy in her spine.
Well, hopefully it's good energy. You know what pain is? Pain is actually blocked energy. That's what pain actually is. That's why acupuncture opens up the meridians to allow the life force to flow through again. So if you're saying you're feeling energy in your spine, now look at the spine. If you study the ancient Indian principle of Kundalini is just imagine a coiled snake at the base of your spine. And as you do certain spiritual practices, this spine representing that compressed energy begins to decompress and flow upward through all the chakras, out through the crown, and that gives you the feeling of balance of body, mind, and spirit. So spine always has to do with the nervous system, and your guides do work on you energetically. And you've experienced this, Erica's experienced this, where sometimes if you're not relaxing during the day, they'll do it at night. And that's when your defenses are down and you're more open at that time because your conscious mind isn't working as much, but your subconscious and superconscious is.
So Mystical Matter got back with her name. Her name is Gabriella. And if you have any messages for her.
Yes. Was there a specific question or that was it? Just any message for her? Okay, Gabriella, thank you for... Yes, thank you. Gabriella, did you get headaches? Because your guides are placing their hands on your temples, like with great healing energy coming towards you. You actually have a French-speaking spirit guide. I know Gabriella is not a French name. It has nothing to do with what your ethnicity is right now. Guys, you can have ethnicities of spirit guides, believe it or not, because they come through in that avatar. But the name is Geneviève. She's coming through really strong. Detox time, Gabriella. So get on, and I don't recommend severe, harsh cleanses. Gentle cleanses focusing more on adrenal glands and liver for you. The message is about health. Also, I don't know if you have suffered, who is the person next to you, or is it you who has the asthma? Bronchitis kind of thing. She is a healer guide and working with you to bring you to the right people and the right choices in what you are doing for yourself at home. There's something that's called a neti pot, N-E-T-I pot. You can find these now even in Whole Foods definitely has it. Neti pot is where you're taking a saline solution and rinsing your nose and cleaning the insides of your nostrils. It's a very good detox also. It has a detoxing effect on the body. I don't know if you've had some sort of heavy metal issue. Heavy metals is like when it can be too much in the body and can throw you off. One of the most simple ways to work on that is through dark green leafy vegetables, but a faster way is through really strong green powder. There's a great green powder. I've been taking it for years. It's
Miracle.
no, Vitamineral green powder by I've been taking it for 15 years. How can Something Elements. Eric, you want to look in the cabinet and see what it is? Yeah. Thank you. Vitamineral green.
Yes to headaches.
She said yes to headaches, yeah. So she's confirming, guys, that yes, she does have headaches. So there's a detoxing that needs to go on. And headaches can also, remember I said adrenal glands? Adrenal glands are connected to hormones. Now, look, it may sound like a lot, but all these things are connected. And as you do a detox and balance, all these things will start to balance out together, Gabriella. So this is great. You're ready for this now, where you can pay attention to this without freaking out. More of like, you know what? I'm going to get an upgrade. I'm going to tune myself up. It's like giving your car a good tune up that's really needed and putting the right gas in.
So Aiden Mirror?
Uh-huh.
Is that how you say the last name?
Mirror.
Okay. I wanted to follow up on last week's reading. Stan Lee.
Oh.
Remember when he came through?
Was that last
it was like
week?
a big deal.
Wow.
We were very excited.
Uh-huh.
I was wearing Spider-Man PJs during the reading.
You got to be kidding me.
Oh my God.
I must be psychic.
What the heck?
Are you serious?
Can we have a moment? That was awesome. Somebody asked why, and I'll get back to you, Aiden. Somebody asked why we have crystals. What do these crystals do? How do they function?
They're the power of my psychic energy.
They activate, they transmute, they hold, they ground, and they just keep things nice and sharp and bright.
Think of crystals as vitamins. You said it perfectly, my dear. Some ground, some activate, right? Mm-hmm. Some transmute, some cool you down.
Yep.
Different vitamins do different things. Mm-hmm. You go, well, those are vitamins. That's real. Well, hello, these are minerals.
Right.
Actually, when we talk about things like you say pyrite, well, these things are minerals. There are certain things that are crystals. So quartz is a crystal because there's a lattice. See this? It looks like that at the smallest level inside. So those are crystals. And we also call things like labradorite crystals because that's what we do as New Agers. We just lump them together. We don't go, that's the mineral and that's the crystal, you know. They're all crystals in the general realm of metaphysical tools of magic. Magic meaning how we understand energy and use it and the connection between all things, okay? So crystals.
So do you know we have crystals in the body?
We sure do. And we have calcium crystals. We have crystals in your ear that help you to hear.
Do you know crystals communicate with each other?
Yes.
And do you know there's a crystal in your cell phone?
There is my client crystal.
And do you know you have star dust in your body, which has crystals? So we are crystalline energy beings. And when we hold on to crystals, we are communicating with this energy. Okay, I'm going to go back to Aiden. He asked a question. So what tribe was he from as a former medicine man and his hands were injured? How does he heal them? So I think those are two questions.
I'm going to try and spell this the way I'm hearing it, and I could have it wrong.
Spell it.
I'm not like even though I channel Red Eagle, I don't really know a lot about all the tribes' names. I know the basics like the most normal person would know, you know, oh, there's Lakota or there's, you know, Cherokee, like that stuff. But this one it's like L, and they're spelling it for me. Please bear with me. LAMPAC, something like that. You want to see?
LAMPAC.
LOM. Maybe.
Well, the Shumash lived in Lompoc.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the Shumash.
are you Googling that now?
Yeah, because I'm Googling the name you just said.
Okay.
So it says the first settlers in the Lompoc Valley were the Shumash Indians.
So that's where you were.
And, you know, they were there 10,000 years before Europeans arrived. It's one of the most successful tribes.
Well, I know the Shumash. Of course,
on
we live in
the
Southern
West
California.
Coast here in California.
So this is the name of a place that still exists?
Lompoc Valley. Yeah, there's a city of Lompoc now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where you were.
That's a big deal.
And I don't think you were wearing Spider-Man pajamas back then, but I'm sure
and how does
maybe
he
Stanley
heal
was
his-
with you then. What? We have all lived past lives together.
How
So
does
even your
he-
guides have been.
heal his hands that were injured?
Oh. Number one, guys, inflammation, 50% of it. Spirit guides have actually channeled this over a decade ago to us. So the information I'm telling you is not just from a naturopathic. Is this a hinoki oil?
No, this is sandalwood. This is the new essential oil I'm into right now.
Okay.
So if you put sandalwood on your temples and you just have essential oils near you or put
that
it
smells so good.
in your diffuser, it resets.
So do you know why you have sandalwood? Because in the temples in India, especially on Diwali, you'll smell sandalwood. Take a moment.
Sandalwood calms you down and recenters and grounds you. Sandalwood is my new oil right now. Hey, maybe one day I can have an oil line.
Yeah, I like hinoki. Guys, you guys know what hinoki oil is? Hinoki. Look it up. It's an oil that smells so good. It's not an oil a lot of people know in the
Right.
essential oil family.
I would say it's like a mixture between sandalwood, patchouli.
Question, now somebody else is coming through. So there's somebody here who's on the other side who's talking about big wood carvings that are in your garage. I don't know if you're storing them there or you got a really awesome garage that's turned into a hangout room, but they're pretty big. They're not little ones. I don't think they're little. They're pretty big. So big wooden carvings in the garage. And this isn't a garage. This is a back room. It's not part of the main house. That's why I'm saying garage. So let me know if that's you, because there's somebody here who's wanting to talk about that.
Okay, so were you complete in talking about, I think I interrupted you. You were giving some information on how to heal his hands that were injured.
Yes, so sugar, cut it out. Just cut out the sugar. If the inflammation is caused by that, make sure you also cut out all omega-6s. What's high in omega-6s? Chicken. Like, just get rid of it. You don't need to be eating that. So...
Oh, I'd like to give a disclaimer.
And get very...
Because you know how YouTube is. So,
we're saying our favorite things.
Favorite things, not a diagnosis. We're not health professionals. We're not claiming to be. This is what works for us.
Yeah, our personal
opinion,
habits, yeah.
Personal habits.
I'm not a doctor or a so-and-so. And certain... Why am I doing the Midnight Madness voice?
'Cause
I'm not a doctor. It's the
Because
Monster
you're obsessed
Mash.
with that voice.
To me, that's actually a sophisticated voice, and yet it's an actually ridiculous
Speaking
voice.
of Indian,
singing. Yes.
Shelley would like to know, do you have experience or thoughts on getting an Indian palm leaf reading from Tamil, India?
You know, when it comes to those kinds of readings in India, I mean, you get people, look, it's to say everywhere, you know, you have to find a good reader by someone who can really do it well. I mean, did I ever tell you that my aunt could read palms?
No.
Yeah, it was her. It was like a little hobby of hers. Oh, wow. You know, all these years I've been saying there's no one psychic in my family. No one was into these things.
It just dawned on you.
Well, it's because she was a professor in India, and she was a professor of literature and poetry, but she would look at the palm. She knew stuff about palmistry. Mm-hmm. I bet you she's with me right now. Oh, well. I'll say hi to her. Hi, Appa. Okay, so... yeah, it's hard. I don't have any recommendations on who's good. You would really, it's like hit or miss, especially in India, because there's just a lot of people who take it up, but they don't really have the gift. You know what? The same thing is, it's here, right? It's in every field, guys. You have doctors who have the medical degree on the wall behind them in the office, but you would never, ever trust them with your health, right? So you go like, well, they go to school for that. They're certified by the government. So imagine then what are the rules for psychics? Or any kind of healer. You just have to get recommendations, and And after the first time with someone, you know if they're good. You'll know it yourself. It's a hit or miss.
Interesting question from Miriam.
Yes, Mariam.
So I stopped taking my ADHD medication 4 months ago, and I was able to focus at work. Unable to focus at work. She started back on it this Friday, and her focus has returned.
Yeah.
Question: does this mean I'm in the wrong profession? And I think since the beginning.
Oh, that's. I was not expecting that question.
Right.
After.
But if you recall from the very first episode, because I think you go way back, Miriam, with us, from the first episode, this was her underlying major question. Because she has to work outdoors. I remember that.
Wow, you remember this?
Yes, because it's been in this general area. She's trying to. What I'm feeling is she wants to break free from the job she's in, and she wants to go into another job that's more fulfilling.
For sure.
And so we kind of gathered that she likes, because she's very nutritional based, and she likes to work with nature, and she likes to be outdoors and all that. And I think it's about just breaking free and finding a way to get to those places that she wants to go, but she doesn't know exactly where to go. So, you have given her so many messages on this topic.
And I'm sorry that I don't remember, but you should be glad that I don't remember, because it means that my mind is constantly just channeling and bringing information forward. I do so many readings and circles and shamanic work every single day, 10, 12 hours a day. I don't remember a reading that I literally gave. I gave several yesterday. I have no idea who I spoke to. 2 days ago, Sunday now. I have no idea who I spoke to the last 3 or 4 days. So it's a good thing, because you want your psyche to be totally clear and get fresh every single time. So what is the question? Is ADHD? Well, it's a very interesting point, because you could be saying
combining them together, which I totally understand why she's doing that, because she's like, I'm on ADHD medication. It's working. Does it have anything to do with my profession that I can't?
Well, some people need to be drunk at work because they can't get through it, or high, God. Right? So yeah, if you have to, ADHD it's a different kind of focus, right? You can call it a high if you want, but the point is that it's clearly helping you get through the job. I don't think so, though. I don't think it's totally that. I think that there is a challenge in that area for you. And as you go, look, what are our conditions all about psychically? We're these human beings, living in these human bodies, and these things get old and they degenerate, and there's something wrong with this and there's something wrong with that, and then we get hurt, and it's so easy to get injured, and we get tired, and sometimes sleep isn't even good. My God, and is this thing good to drink, or is this thing good to drink? It's so much information out there. So what we do here at Psychic Sundays is you have your spiritual component, which is we talk about your soul's path and how it is understanding its path through the certain challenges that it is creating for itself. Got it? So your challenges, I can't focus. Okay, so the ADHD medication helps you to focus. What is focus? It means, clearly everybody knows what focusing means, but I would like to give a definition of it. Focus usually depends on what you have at stake.
Yeah, definitely.
So you tend to really focus when something is at stake. And when you don't start to not really care, you're not really focused. So people go, you got to care about this, so focus.
I'm going to give Miriam a little message. First of all, she's coming to the event. So you're going to listen to 7 spirit guides. And boy, let me tell you, you're going to have your crown chakra burst open with information. And what I'd like to tell you is that I feel that you are on a path, and you are about to go into the deepest part of your healing journey, where you're going to break free. And I could feel the crumbling of the old you, the walls coming down. And I feel like you're stepping into this new version of you, this new kind of elevated version of you. And you have a lot of questions about it. There's a lot of things on your mind regarding that. Just how to do it. Where do I start? It kind of like you have to smell the scent, follow the scent with your nose, that kind of thing. Like you're following the scent of where you're supposed to be. And it's a very delicate process to understand how to read yourself. So as you're learning how to read yourself, and you're learning how to play with this instrument that you are, and you have, obviously a great sense of humor, and you're very inquisitive and curious. And I feel like you have still yet to tap into your full potential. And so this is what that frustration is. This is what that uncertainty and uncomfortability, you're kind of stretching in your skin and you're trying to figure out how to like find your way. And it's totally healthy and normal for you to feel that way while you're on your spiritual path. So you're doing all the right things so far. Just, you know, keep exploring is what I would say. Keep exploring. Open up your options. Keep trying new things, finding new things, tasting new things, going to new places. Being here is an example of opening energy and being around new conversations, hearing new things in a new way, feeling different infrastructures. You're catching yourself at a time where you're unlocking any locks that you have started to create around yourself, those walls and locks and walls and locks. And you're starting to realize that you may need to move out of this area where you've been in. It's not necessarily just about your job. It's not necessarily about ADHD or nutrition or one particular thing. It could be a multitude of things that are creating a whole new like resurgence. It's like a rebirth. You're going into a new area.
Right.
And so this is like what it's going to sound like. It's going to look like this. It's like listening to 3 or 4 radio stations at the same time, plus a drummer, plus someone singing, plus someone throwing food at the wall. And you're trying to figure out what is happening. And you might think it's like ADHD, but you don't know that what you could be doing is you're trying to locate the version of you inside that is guiding you. And in order to do that, you have to become still and you have to learn to become silent and learn how to breathe. And you know,
is that all?
I can keep going.
Is that all she has to learn how to do?
And by the way, this is a multiple. I'm answering questions for other people who are kind of on the similar path of rebirth.
Well, let's go to Lisa's question right there. Hi, what messages do my... Hi, Lisa P. Hi, what messages do my spirit guides want to give me and any assistance with finances or career? First thing I want to say is I have a wild message for you. So I don't know if you've ever been to Philadelphia, but they have in Philadelphia, there's a thing called the Liberty Bell. It's the bell that has a crack in it. You lived during that time, Lisa. Like I saw your super chat come up and immediately I saw the image before I even saw your name. And I wanted to just let you know that you lived in that, I guess that was the revolutionary time. Mm-hmm. And you asked about your finances. You know, when it comes to understanding as money as energy, there's so many things you can watch on the internet about law of attraction and abundance and calling it in. I have to wipe my nose. Thank you.
Wiping nose break.
Okay, wiping the nose break. Thank you. Okay. I want to say this to you. What I'm getting for you is that you're using a lot of mental energy to project what you want to create. And actually, this is going more into the heart. You're forgetting that the power of the heart is where all the magic happens. It's not the heart versus the mind. It is not left hand versus the right hand. Right? It's not the sun versus the moon. So everything has its place and everything has its magic. But where you've dropped into the heart is where what's located there right now for you is more of like feeling of lack or longing or wanting it, where that's actually more mental. Believe it or not, I know it feels like a feeling, but the heart is just pure light. People go, oh, my heart hurts. No, your heart doesn't hurt. Your heart is like just a bursting beam of light all the time. There's nothing that can't penetrate. It can penetrate anything. So what you're talking about when you're feeling hurt is that you're resisting what is, and you're resisting the flow of a certain chain of events. And your reactions to those chain of events either bringing you into a lower vibration or a higher vibration. So your reaction could be, some people react to getting fired as a sign that they're not being supported by the universe. Another person can react to getting fired and saying, oh, the universe is saying time to move on to that awesome next new position in life, right? So what's happening here is that you're stepping into a chapter where you have to drop back into the heart, drop into this and say, how do I meet the person that I'm going to see in 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years? 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years. And really doing this, I'm talking about dropping in and seeing them appear to you. You're going to have to find a time and a space to make this deep meditation and look at the energy of that person you want to be in 1 year. What does their bank statement look like? You can say that, or what are the clothes, whatever represents the type of money that you want. And then really get to know that person in your meditation. Feel them. Look at their face. Try to hear their voice. Try to touch their hand. What does their hand feel like? How are they treating you, this version of you a year before? Then go to 5 years and then go to 10 years. And get very solid in those visualizations and energetic connections. Guys, you have to make energetic connections. If you don't make energetic connections, you're just constantly you're getting beaten by things you call circumstances and events that pop up and annoy you and scare you and frustrate you and terrorize you and make you panicky and anxious and think that everything's out to get you. No. Make the strong energetic connection. Remember why you believe in the things that you believe in, and remember why you're interested in the kind of topics that we're talking about here, because there's a part of you that truly understands that there's an authenticity and a logic to this, because you're always going to be a student of energy, and energy is everything. Okay.
Question from Carrie High Vibes.
Carrie High Vibes.
Hey, beautiful souls. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Do my guides or my dad have a message for me? Thank you so much. Love to both of you.
Tell me your dad's name, please. Okay. And when you do, I'll tune in.
You want to do this one?
Did anybody have an answer for me about the statues and the carvings in the garage? No one had that, huh? Or maybe they didn't hear me. I see this big artwork that's statues, not paintings, in a garage or a back room. And they are somebody who is watching. Or the person who crossed over had this in their place. Also, the name Benny is coming up. Benny means Benjamin. So that's either you or the person who's crossed over. Strong connection to the name Benny.
Erica, can you put the link to the event?
Yes, I'll repost that.
Okay.
Also, do we have anybody who has a strong connection to New Hampshire? Because that's coming up very strong right now also.
So in regards to Carrie High Vibes.
Yes.
Her dad worked at a Colorado Springs Humane Society. He also had 7 dogs with pigs, 8 chickens, and 1 cat.
Okay, got it. I do get it. Okay.
Okay, and I think you were answering this question, right? Did you complete this?
But I'm asking her what is her dad's name, because I have to call him something right now.
Right. Okay.
Jules says she knows a Benny.
But is the Benny Jules is the person? While we're waiting for Carrie's name of her dad, is Jules? Is the Benny someone that you're close to who's alive, or is this someone who's crossed over? Because there's a female also here who wants to give a message. Okay.
Do you want to pick one, or you want me to pick one?
I want to wait for Carrie to get back to us. Let's talk about something while we're waiting for those answers.
Okay. Ooh, I want to take this one while we're waiting. Angeli, Channel Connections. Hello, how do I become comfortable with expressing myself as who I am? Today I felt scared sharing to my cousin that I'm a channeler. I feel panicked and scared of my safety. Thank you to both of you. Well,
hi, Angeli.
Yeah, I would like
Happy Diwali.
I would like to say my part, as a, I have channeled. I do know how to channel,
Erica,
but I'm not.
There's electrolytes?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm not. It sounds crazy when 2 people talk on the mic. When
It
I
does?
hear back, yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
separate us very well.
Okay.
That's why I have to stop talking.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So, as far as the trance channeling or any kind of channeling of any kind, and you want to tell people. So I remember the very first time I had this conversation with Riz, and the very first time Riz had to do kind of a mass email, and he told everybody in his world that he wasn't really the person he was before altogether. He's actually
okay.
this new thing called a channel. And he had to introduce it to his family and friends.
Because they knew
People
me
have
as a
known him,
musician.
yeah, for years. It was a really big deal. And I remember having long talks with him about it before we did it. And he knew he was taking a risk, and he knew this was going to be like a leap off a cliff, because who knows how anybody was going to respond. And of course, he was very shocked. Certain people that he thought would get it didn't get it, and certain people who he thought wasn't going to get it,
That
they
was
totally
amazing.
got it and was super supportive. That shocked him. Also, people he was surprised the ones that didn't want to know more, or people who just stopped talking to him altogether.
Yeah.
It was a whole big plethora of things that happened. It was very fascinating. Your life, when you become a spiritual healer, teacher, you're breaking from any old paradigms of the past, and you start breaking into this new conversation with your friends and family who've known you as one thing, and they're not really sure what psychic stuff is or what healers are or what spiritual stuff.
Right.
You guys, I'm going to be straight up with you. It's a gamble. You don't know the reactions you're going to get from anyone. It's the step you take into your new future. It's where you are facing upwards and out. You are putting your chest, your heart chakra open and your guts, you're laying it on the table. You're ripping off your skin. You're letting it all be
Tell
out.
it to them.
And you know what? You cannot control what anyone is going to say. And you're not going to be able to control how the response is going to be. And it's that path. It's the healer's path. It's the walk. It's the journey. And you will constantly be surprised.
Anjali, if you can channel, okay, who's your responsibility towards? Your freaking family? For what? Your friends? For what? You're here to serve the people who need the help. And it doesn't matter if they don't understand. You spend about 10 seconds on it maximum and you move on, because spirit places gifts in people's hands to be transported and transmitted to the people who need it. It doesn't matter if nobody even likes it. It doesn't matter. What are you talking about? Healers have been, they used to throw rotten fruit at healers. And only now things are changing because the world is so chaotic that nobody can put their faith in institutions like religion and politics and all this other stuff. And now they're starting to realize that the true freedom comes from the liberation of the self. So don't worry about it.
Erica, can you look back for Bernadette's question exactly how she posed it? For
Ronaldo is my dad. Does he have a message? Yes. Hello.
Can you copy and paste it in the text?
Hi there, Italy. Yes, I do have a message coming through for you. Was it Moses who walked in the desert for 40 years? Is that the...
I think so.
I'm not giving a religious message, but I'm saying that your dad is coming through and he's like, man, I've seen the pyramids. I've walked through the deserts on this other side. He has like gone and seen so many different things on the other side. And he's like, man, it was hot. And he's making a joke about it. And he's like sweating. And that's what I was saying about walking through the desert for 40 years. He's coming through as very, very loving. By the way, I don't know if he was very tall in physical life, but he's very tall on the other side. He's standing up very straight and showing himself to me in that way. And he has, number one, he has a horse with him also. So I don't know what that's about. Did he always want to be around horses, or did he? Very, very cool. Do you know how to draw? Ronaldo's daughter, do you know how to draw? Or do you have a book of sketches or something that you're interested in, like a book of art that you bought? Because he's showing me drawings in a book. He's like, I like this one. Unless this is a little kid unless you have a child who's been drawing these things. I don't know if this is connected to you, Italy. This might be connected to somebody else out there. The name Nia, N-I-A, Nia. Nia is coming through. Or somebody's wanting to give a message to Nia. Also, do we have anybody out there whose last name is Cohen, C-O-H-E-N, or who lost someone whose last name is Cohen, C-O-H-E-N? Because that's coming through also.
Okay, so Jenny Diaz's question.
Yes.
I'm going to have you simmer with it while I answer the dragon question.
What's Jenny's question?
Jenny's question is there a message for her about her relationship with Samuel?
Thank you.
So can you sit with that? And
I shall.
I'm going to handle all the dragon people. Come to me, my dragon people. Okay, first of all, yes, dragons are mythical, however, not mythical because nothing's mythical. So yes, they are multidimensional. Dragons come in all different shapes and sizes, and dragons are good, bad. Are you going to talk?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to wait.
I saw a dragon on the table.
Oh, okay.
Can you hand me that?
Because you've been talking at the same time I'm talking, and if you do a playback and see how that sounds, it sounds crazy.
I thought I saw a dragon on the table.
You can't actually have two people talk on the mic at once. It won't
Why
work.
not? What if I spoke in harmony with you? I can talk up here and you can talk down here.
And I'll talk over here.
3-part harmony. I thought this was a dragon. I got distracted because then I saw this. That's not
He's
a dragon.
interrupting my dragon talk.
Okay, let's put this here.
Okay, so, and it should face this way if you want it. This is a little cute little boy that knows Erica bought this for her. Okay, I don't even think you can see it, but so dragons. One could say that dragons come from the reptilian community. One could say they even come from their own species of aliens. One could say they are a mass consciousness creation. One could say they live multidimensionally, or all of the above. So if you're seeing dragons, if you're feeling dragons, from personal experience, when I went through my dragon phase, I will tell you this. They do give an energy. They do give a feeling that you cannot deny. Whether you're scared of it or not scared of it, it is an activator. They are activators. For me, when I went through my dragon phase, I was obsessed, beyond obsessed. And I needed to look at every picture of a dragon. I was on Pinterest all the time. I needed to investigate and study and learn and understand and feel, which was interesting. It led me to my Celtic roots. It led me to my other past lives. I was able to open more corridors, and it opened the world of magic for me and Merlin. And that was it. That was really my guiding light. You can make, here's the beauty of the dragon energy. You can make, dragon energy is about this, is you can make anything possible, because if you are tapped into dragon energy, that means you're tapped into deep magic energy, deep Merlin energy. It's like, you know, I'm not going to say dark magic because there's connotations of what dark magic is, but I would say deep magic.
Ooh.
Deep. Think of the color cobalt blue mixed with dark purple. That dark, deep, mystical
it's like
waters.
third eye color.
Third eye color of magical cobalt blue kind of feeling. So their energy is to move things along for you. Ride their back. Sleep on their back at night. Meditate on them. Feel their scales at night. They are a part of the universal consciousness as we know it, and they're playing their role. If you see red eyes, you can say that about any animal. Red eyes represents fire energy. It's really about your being the author of the storyline. You are the author of the fantastical. So what is your fantastical story that you have to tell? Dragons are here to pull it out of you. Dragons are not here to take anything from you. They're not here to steal the spotlight, even though it kind of looks like that on the outside. That's not what's happening with dragon energy. Dragon energy is to pull out your magic and to pull out your storytelling. So that's it for now on dragons. And
I want to show my dragon tattoo.
yeah, this is a really awesome dragon tattoo, by the
Let me
way.
flex my tricep a little bit more. This is natural for guys who are like, yeah, let me just show you my tattoo. And
Jenny,
suddenly,
I swear to God, we're getting to you right now. Jenny's
that's
like,
my dragon
Jenny's
tattoo.
like,
First of
I'm
all,
tired.
Can you see the face?
It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm staying up late. I'm stretching on my living room floor, waiting for you guys to give me a message.
Okay.
My dogs are laying next to
Good,
me.
so keep stretching, Jenny.
Yeah, they're gonna wait till the last second and wait till it's almost
I
over.
love that. Like one of my personal friends. She's been my student a long time, but she became a personal friend. Is like she could text me.
Yeah.
And she decides to come on.
Yeah,
live.
she's not
I
gonna
love
text
it.
a question.
No, she's not. She's too.
She's gonna come
She's
on
like,
live chat.
I'm gonna go on chat.
And by the way, she's laughing hysterically
She's
right now.
laughing
You
very
guys.
much right now.
Like a little
By the way,
fairy
check
mermaid.
that out. What Jennifer Kelly just wrote.
My brother who crossed over called me Benny all the time.
How come we clapped at the same time?
I don't know.
That's twin flame connection. We should have a button that we press. It goes twin flame connection.
I'll be the button.
You'll be the button? Okay, I'll go.
Twin flame connection.
Uh,
Oh.
you gotta do like a higher pitch that sounds more something. So he's saying hi to you, Jennifer. How cool is that? How amazing. My brother crossed over. If my brother had given me a message about what he called me, I'll be just flipping my lid, man.
Well, let's now give a message to Jenny, and I'm going to ask Shelly A to hold on to this question for next week, and just
Because we're just taking one more.
just remind me you're answering Jenny.
Yes, I am.
So just remember your question, and we will get back to you, and just remind us that you sent the question.
Who is this? I'm interested in who the ex is, Jenny. I'm interested in the situation with the ex of this person, and if that's all clarified. Also, have you done any ritual cleansing of his house? You need to, because there's some attachments and things. There's just old stuff. He has not cleared the energy properly in that space. If you can, I don't know what your status is with this person, but I would say do it if you can. And because you could, not that there's anything negative about this person, it's just that some people need help, and you have the skills to do that. This is about, at times, learning how to take the lead, and learning how to let this other person take the lead. How to take the lead, and then learning how to let the other person take the lead. They're not going to take the lead the same way that you take the lead, and learning how to do that. Part of a relationship is when you're trying to even have a relationship. It's not just when everything is going great. Now we're officially in a relationship. As soon as you're interacting with someone in any romantic way, that is a relationship that has its own unique energy signature. Meaning, like, even if you're not boyfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend or whatever, partner and partner with someone, they're not official. There still is a relationship of some sort going on. It's just not some monogamous relationship. But what I want to say here is that people do it differently. So this is going to take some time. I feel that there's some nice yumminess here. I feel some coziness going on. I hope you're able to spend cozy time with this person. But again, that clarity is coming about what would you like from this, and would you like to build with me? That's not a bad question to ask someone. Anyone with any level of maturity, now I'm talking to you as just, as your shaman, is going to tell you that anyone with level of maturity ask that question should be able to answer that question in a mature way. And you're going to be able to tell a lot about a person from their answer to that question. And if they're laughing or they're joking, it's like, well, then they're laughing and joking. They haven't been able to learn how to really come clean with that. And no judgments, but I'm just talking about clean, open communication there. So yes to that. Also, just another question for you, another little thing. One of your guides, one of your little house elves is saying you should have apple cider in your house, and to have like apple cider with some cinnamon sticks and some nutmeg in it, and warm it up and drink it. Like it's okay for you to have that, Jenny. You'll like it. Okay. And is that all for tonight?
Well, let me do a little housekeeping. So people who did not get your super chats answered tonight, and I already kind of posted.
Yes.
Come back, visit us next Sunday.
And we'll get you first.
So just come back for that.
Yes.
We want to really wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and
a happy Diwali.
As far as Thanksgiving, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's not my favorite holiday. And
it's not this week, is it?
It's on Thursday.
No. It's the following
week.
week.
It's the next?
Yeah.
I thought it was this week.
No, it's not this Thursday.
I will save my speech.
Is that why you were talking about the air fryer so much?
Can I tell you something that's really crazy right now? I'm having this feeling, and you're going to think it's really bizarre.
Uh-huh.
In this very moment, I'm really in the mood to take some questions by myself, because I can talk about things longer that are different than a personal reading.
Uh-huh.
Like I did about dragons. I have more to say.
Sure.
And
go ahead.
Like, if you want to leave...
What will I do if I'm not doing Psychic Sundays?
I did say that, didn't I?
Are you going to sit in the middle?
I mean, seriously.
Are you going to sit in the middle? If I get up, are you going to go sit in the middle?
No.
That is not allowed.
No. I'll stay on my side.
You stay on that side.
I'll stay on my side. I'll be well behaved. But I really have a lot of energy to...
Oh, you're going to... Yeah, because you don't have your makeup on or anything. You're not going to... You would never sit here.
Wait a minute. One day we should... Wait, hold on a second. Erica. If you're down, you can throw a card. Let me know.
I'm in.
You're in?
Of course.
Okay.
Anytime.
This is just bonus stuff, guys, because the show is actually over.
Someone wrote, yay.
Let's talk dragons. The show is actually over officially, but I want to give you guys a bonus round because I'm in the mood and I feel good. And it's been a long week and I have lots of information.
Carrie, it'll have to be next week, Carrie. I got you. Just come back and I'll do
the
that.
Psychic part of like the personal messages part, yeah. So how do you feel?
I feel great.
How do you feel about letting me talk a little bit
you
more
wanna
about
sit in?
dragons? And E can sit here with me.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you guys, you're going to sit with me and E.
I'll see you later. I'm going to take this thing. I don't even know what this is.
Riz can't even believe what's happening right now. Riz is processing right now. He's like, wait, is this really happening?
Bye, y'all. Love you. Be well. See you next. No, we're not. Listen, there's not going to be any Psychic Sundays next week because we're going to have the live streaming. So Psychic Sundays will be the weekend after.
Oh, because we're going to be doing our event.
That's right.
So I was right about Thanksgiving and wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. All right. So, guys, new format for a second. Keep you guys on your toes. Make sure nobody's falling asleep over here.
Am I doing that too?
Yeah, actually get your tarot deck. Yeah. So Erica's going to pull a card for us right now, but I want to take some questions. If you guys want to talk more about dragons, I can do that. Okay, so let's see. I need to get a ticket. Yes, Jenny, you do. Rain says, yes, Raya, please listen to a talk. Okay. What's my animal power? Haha, I love it. This is always fun. Okay, let's see. I'm going to look for something. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Yeah, there's a whole, you guys, look, I could talk about Thanksgiving forever on this topic. Beside the political stuff, look, I decided, because I have struggled with Thanksgiving my whole life. Okay. It's never been an easy or fun holiday for me, and it's never fun to celebrate. Where I learned to celebrate it is I decided to come from just celebration of just any holiday. Like, oh, a time to get together and be thankful for what we have. Like literally, I had to just like isolate it. And I didn't mind doing it that way. Welcome, Erica.
Let me slide it. I love what you're saying. Please continue.
Say hello.
Hi, everyone.
You have to get close to the
Am I
mic.
close? Yes. Okay. Is that better?
Yay.
I haven't been on this side. That's a whole new world.
Whole new world.
A magic place.
Okay, so let's see. Who wants to talk dragon talk? Okay, here we go.
Right.
We're gonna do. Let's talk about tarot cards and dragons. So there's dragon decks.
Oh, yes.
Dragon decks are super, super magical. And if you throw some dragon cards for yourself, this is another way that you can access messages and you can start activating that side. You can also do dragon meditations. You can do a dragon visual art, you know, like looking at those beautiful images of dragon art, and you could just meditate on their energy. If you want to see them as a menacing, scary being, you will. If you want to see them as a protector and a guide that is super empowering, you will. It's really they let you control the communication. They're very giving that way. They're so full of power that's really how they come across. Like they come across like, your will is my command. That's how the feeling I got. So if you're scared of them, they're going to play the scary character. Right?
Yeah, I feel like they mirror for you how you want to see it. That to me they represent like
Isn't
the power
that like
of
the
transformation.
dragon movies are like that? Dragon movies are like that. Like the little kid or the person who controls the dragon. It's always what the person feels about the dragon. And if you give them a name or if you get a download of a name, that's legit. And everybody who's going to sleep tonight and wanting to just see Riz, I totally get it. And we'll see you next time we're on the air. Yes. So good night, everyone. But we're going to stay on for a little bit more and have some little chit chat. Erica's going to pull some cards. So let's see your decks.
Yes. So I brought two. I wish I had a dragon one. I don't. So now I'm going to have to get one.
You have to get a dragon deck, you
I
guys.
know. I love this one. This is an oracle deck. Is this like the right position for it?
Let's see. Yeah, right there.
Perfect. This is actually one of my favorite decks, and it's very simple. It's one of the more simple ones that I have. And it's an oracle deck. An oracle deck, the difference between oracle and tarot decks is that for an oracle deck, it's usually like in energy, it doesn't follow the suits. Like it's not going to be like the emperor or the ace of swords or anything like that. It's usually like a word or an energy or a goddess, and they're more of a feeling. But this one is just a word for each. I always like to start my readings with this one.
So let me ask you a question, Erica, since you're also an astrologer. So we just
Yes.
went through a really crazy week.
Yes, we did.
Look at this. This is so rude right now.
Moomy.
Look what's happening.
What?
She's like, how come
She's
I'm
like,
not on the
I'm
show?
a dragon.
This is like
Look at she's
super
rubbing against it.
Moomy. Like, oh my God. What
She's
is
like, if
happening?
Erica gets to be up here, I get to be up here.
She's like, what's going on?
it.
What's going on? Riz left. What's happening?
Okay.
This cat is like 13 years old, you guys. Been through it all. This week has been crazy. We've been going into the Scorpio.
So it's Scorpio new moon, which actually is now. It's right now. It's the 13th. So if you're on the East Coast, especially, you're in the Scorpio new moon right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been exceptionally intense, actually.
If you guys have felt it, you know
yeah.
what Scorpio does. It pulls
your secrets.
all your secrets out.
The
Isn't
monster
it in
under the
Uranus?
bed. Well, it's aspected right now really strongly by Uranus, which is the planet that's all about, freedom and your wild side, and also, your rebelliousness. So it's this kind of wild, chaotic energy. And then Scorpio is, secrets and the hidden realms and the underworld. And so all the things you kind of don't want to look at or see in your deepest emotions. And so with Uranus is like pulling it all out right
It's
now.
pulling it all out. So if you guys have felt this week that you guys have feel like all your deepest, darkest, like conversations you don't want to have with anyone or things that are really bothering you are really coming up for you right now. This is the Scorpio moon.
And it's like a return of things that you thought that you kind of had totally processed or were not in the picture anymore. Like these ghosts from the past resurface, and it's up in front for you right now to actually release it and kind of have that full circle healing. So you complete those threads that are still there, but it's really intense.
It's really intense, you guys. The Scorpio. So let's see if we want to do this. Here's what we're gonna do. How about we pick do you want to pick a person and throw a card?
Yeah, I think
is that a best way to do it?
I'd like to do it that way. That would work.
And you don't need to talk to them or see them or like.
No, I don't need to see them.
Okay, so do you want to actually pick a person?
You can pick one.
Okay.
Because I can't really see. It's hard for me to see it unless I put my glasses on.
Do you need your glasses on? Right now?
It's still a little too far for me to see. So
oh,
it's okay.
Okay.
You pick it.
Poor Amy. I'm so sorry. Totally understand. Okay, so let's pick somebody. Let's pick Amy. Amy Yarbrough.
Oh, I always notice her name on the chat. She's been here many times.
Hi, Amy.
Okay.
We're going to pull a card for you.
Yay. I'll probably do a couple, but I'll start off with...
Yeah, and try not to go too long because several people might want tarot cards. And we're just kind of winging it, you guys, right now. Like, we're just sharing things. If you have any questions for us, I'm an intuitive empath, and Erica is an astrologer and tarot reader professionally. And right. So we have lots of goodies, and this is like a little present. And look, I was being psychic. I didn't even realize. I forgot that next Sunday we weren't going to be here.
Oh, I know.
So this little bonus round is kind of fun.
It's like an extra treat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pull one more for Amy. Okay.
Wait, Riz is talking.
What? Riz, you in the chat?
No.
What are you doing in here?
He's talking. No. No, that is not allowed.
You cannot be doing that right
Oh, no.
now. Oh, okay.
Baron found out. He caught him. That is so wrong.
That messed me up. Okay, wait, well, let me give this message for Amy. The card that I pulled from the goddess card is confident. So the first thing that I want to talk about is just
I'll hold it up.
Oh, thank you. Your self-confidence. So are you feeling confident in your life? And I would say the energy of this new moon, to color it in that, is probably pulling up areas for you where you haven't felt confident or you need to address something. That's that part where you're holding yourself back a little bit or think you can't do something. So you've probably had situations come up or will be where it's going to require you to take that leap to step more into your confidence of yourself. The other deck that I use is called the Lenormand deck, and it has a totally different symbology than the tarot. But I have the Egyptian card, and I also have the card of the puppy dog. And what these represent for me is, in the past, what might be holding you back from feeling confident is things that it's kind of the ghosts from the past, or the skeletons in your closet that make you think like you can't be proud of who you are and you can't really come out, is because of something that you were in the past, but that's over. It's done with. This card is really about letting things go. And with the dog, it's about, to me, how do you have confidence? Well, you come from your heart. Dogs, to me, represent that feeling of unconditional love. So when you feel like you're lacking in confidence, one of your biggest keys is to go right to what you love. If you find the connection in your heart of what you're doing, you're going to have the confidence to be able to carry it all the way through. And that's it.
Yay.
I don't want to go too long.
Riz is being really bad right now.
It's so
oh my
fair.
God. So he's going to now watch
doing?
TV. I can't believe him.
He's
the
not
Leo.
saying that.
He
he's
had
not
to.
saying
Yes.
he's going to watch TV.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I hate to be like picking the same people over and over, and I feel really guilty. Okay, here's the way we'll do it. You're reading it pretty fast. That's good.
Okay.
I'm going to pick some of the people I've picked before, and then I'm going to pick people I haven't picked, okay?
Okay.
So let's do really fast.
Okay.
And I like the speed you're going.
Okay, great.
And you're using different decks?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have two.
So let's do Baron Von Crunch, and he's bringing up Pisces power. So that must mean he's Pisces.
Okay.
Okay. So pull a card for
it's
him.
a new moon in Scorpio, which is the water element. So whenever the moon is in a water sign, if you are a water sign, it's easier for you, especially if it's Pisces, because you know how to move in all these directions. Okay, so create. So Baron, my advice for you using this new moon is to create something. Go into your artistry. I would pick up, the first thing I feel is like picking up a paintbrush, drawing, going more into using your hands to create, because a big thing for Pisces is their imagination is so brilliant and wild, but they have a hard time taking their fantasy world and bringing it out into the 3D in a concrete way and being able to make decisions. So if you pick up a brush and you start using your creative energy to channel those wild ideas that you have, you'll have a clearer path for how to really kind of express that nature with the world around you. And this is my confirmation card for that. It's the key that unlocks the heart or unlocks the beauty. So to me, when you feel like you're having a hard time making a decision, you don't know which direction to go in, use your creativity as the access point for that.
Yay. Okay, so we're going to grab a Virgo. We're going to Beth Schuler.
Virgo twin.
Hey, Beth. We got a Virgo in the house. I'm a Taurus, double Leo, for anybody who's wondering. And Erica is?
I'm a Virgo, Leo, Cancer. Cancer moon, Leo rising.
And Riz is a Scorpio moon, Virgo rising. Okay.
Oh, sorry, you're surrounded by so much Virgo.
Yeah, I know. You can feel sorry for me.
I shouldn't.
Okay.
Only Virgos can be mean to other Virgos. It's
That's
like,
true.
you can be mean to your sister, but no one else can.
Okay, so we're pulling a card for Beth.
Powerful. Virgo power. Okay, so, Virgos struggle with this area of really understanding their own power. I would look for you, Beth, if you do know your astrology chart, to look in your 10th house, because that's your 10th and your 8th house are the house of power. And a lot of times Virgos have a tendency to struggle with understanding their power, how to use their power, and to not go into the criticism. So, we can get this bad rap of being critical of other people and ourselves, but it's because we just don't really know how to channel our power in constructive ways yet. So that's what I feel the energy of this is. And this is this is the cuckoo clock. It's, to me, this is about very Virgo energy where your mind is always going in all these mechanisms and machinations about how you want to orchestrate things in your life. And you have to start, basically, if you're going to use all that brain power, think of it as that. Think of your brain as powerful instead of something that you're always struggling with. It's your access point to start making powerful solutions for things. So don't just stay in your head. Do you have another one?
Yeah, Riz is harassing me
What
right
is
now.
he doing?
Oh my God, it's so embarrassing.
Oh, sorry.
So then he asked for almond milk. Like, it's so embarrassing.
Riz,
Okay, so
you're being so bad.
okay, so Miriam, Sagittarius Sun, Leo Moon.
Ooh. Okay. So Miriam, Sagittarius Sun, Leo Moon.
Yes.
Okay. So that's that fiery energy. That's 2 fire signs. What's your rising sign, Miriam? That's interesting. Okay. So I pulled 2 for Miriam. So permission and
So I
smile.
can read her mind. You know what she just said?
What?
Of course she pulled 2 for me. Because I'm torn.
I love that. Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
read that as you have permission to smile. So while you're going through this tumultuous period of your life and you're trying to figure everything out and put all the pieces together, give yourself permission to smile. So allow yourself time during your day where you get to take a break from trying to figure it all out and just have fun and enjoy something and, watch something that makes you laugh and just forget about it for a minute. You have permission to drop it for at least 5 minutes or more. And you'll actually start finding answers by doing that. If we are constantly thinking we have to solve the problem, sometimes we miss the solution is very simple and right under our nose.
Very good. Okay, so we're going to go to Geo. Can I get a card, please? I'm a Virgo Sun, Taurus Rising, and an Aries Moon.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Virgo Sun, Taurus, right? Oh, I wonder. I've never met a Virgo with a Taurus rising.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is really interesting. I like that because
Wait, that give me chills real quick. Hold on. Let me just have a moment. So that's a double earth sign right there. And they're both very fixed.
Ooh.
So what's
intense.
What's his?
But an Aries moon, so that's action. Actually,
super intense. So
but
that's
the Taurus
that's all power right there.
It is, yeah.
That's a very powerful configuration.
The Taurus would help would help the Virgo to be able to actually simplify things, though, which is nice to be able to just like take it into action. Okay, so for Geo, okay, cooperate. Ooh, so Geo, for you right now, it's more about cooperation. I feel like maybe you have the tendency to fly solo and it's easier to do it on your own. And if you're a Virgo, you probably have the idea that if you want it done right, you should probably just do it yourself. But one of the great things for a Virgo to do is to actually learn how to bring others into the picture. And through cooperation, you can make a lot more magic happen. Your Taurus will help you with that. And that's my confirmation. This is my key unlocking. So you have to bring other people in. You have a lot of really big goals and ideas and things to make a lot of things better, but you have to start figuring out how you can have other people on your team.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So now let's go to Arthur. He is
Arthur.
Scorpio Sun and the rising is Libra Moon.
Oh, well,
wait. Scorpio Sun and rising. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Okay, and then Libra Moon. Oh my goodness.
Well, you're in your time right now. You're in your time. I mean, you could probably be feeling pretty in your element in this moment when the moon is in your sun sign and your rising sign.
So you think he's like cruising right now?
Yeah.
He's like in his waters.
Yes. You're
like,
very much like, oh, finally everyone's on my frequency for a minute. Okay. So what was his name?
Shoot.
Was it Alan?
Arthur.
Okay. King Arthur. Ooh, manifest. Okay. So, well, that makes sense because if the moon is in your sign and you have all this energy working towards you and this is your time. So this is a great time for you to actually manifest. I like to use new moons to set new intentions. It's Scorpio right now, so for other people, it's a little bit harder.
So Buckshot said something pretty interesting.
What?
He said this is all new to him. He doesn't really understand what's going on, but he's curious and interested. So this is a very long topic, and it's very, very in-depth and takes forever to explain all of tarot and all of astrology, of course. I mean, I don't think anybody can actually completely do that. But I will say that if you could explain why people can use moon energy, like why is that activating? beside the obvious for us females who understand why moon
Right.
energy is important for us, and the waves and the gravity and the
Right.
pull and nature and the water and the feminine.
Right.
Did I just cover all of it?
Most
But I
of
mean,
it.
like, it
But-
comes with its own
Yeah.
set of rules, like
Absolutely.
moon energy.
Yeah, well, the moon is really connected to our emotions. So anytime we have new moon and full moon, that's the completion or the beginning of an emotional cycle. So for new moon, I like to say that's more internal. So you're going to be doing more reflective work. The full moon is more external. So that's more creative work, kind of seeing what you've already done and seeing your results. The new moon is more about what you would like to create or what you want to release or let go of. And just think of it like it's a cycle, just like the year is a cycle, the month is a cycle. This is an emotional cycle.
Yeah.
So it's just another.
And emotions are considered watery,
Yes.
and it's kind of an energetic fluidity. And
Right.
then you have the ocean, and then you have the tides and the moon affecting the tides of the ocean and emotion.
Right.
Emotion. We've written poems and songs
Yes.
about emotions and the motions of
You
the
have an
ocean and
ocean of
emotion
emotion
and,
inside
and
of you.
emotions. Oh my God. Okay. So that was for Arthur. Are we done
Yeah.
with Arthur?
I think so.
Okay.
It was really,
So-
yeah.
So Buckshot gave his birthday information. So he's February 15th.
So that's is that Pisces?
I think it
Yes,
is
that is
Pisces, right? Because
You're
it's
almost
still-
on the cusp. So is it or is that?
Let me
oh my
see.
God,
Let me
I'm gonna-
see. February.
Worst thing for an astrologer to do. Just
Yeah, but we never want to
but
get it
sometimes
wrong, right?
you know,
Okay, hold on. Let me just double check. We want to double check.
it's. I think actually it's the end of a.
February 15th. Okay, so February 15th is
That's the end of a Capricorn.
sign.
Is that the end of Capricorn?
It could.
Or sorry, not Capricorn. I would say Aquarius. I was
Look
like,
at
I think
that.
that's Aquarius.
It's
Right,
towards the
because,
end.
right around the 20s. It's just 2 days off of the cusp before it turns into Pisces.
Right.
So, that's Buckshot.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you are an Aquarius, but you lean a little bit more towards the Pisces, which just you're.
Oh wait, look oh yeah. Okay, never
What?
mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be connected to that Pisces dream world. Aquarians are a bit more.
He has a Gemini moon and a Cancer rising.
Oh yeah. So you're highly intuitive. You're gonna lean a little bit more into a water sign than you would the air sign, which is Aquarius. So you have a lot of visions, ideas, intuition. You're more connected with your emotions, but that Aquarian part of you is the part of you that can pull your perspective back and see how you can really think of connections and ways for things to be better that other people might not be able to see because they're so in the nitty-gritty of life all the time.
Do you want to pull a card for me?
Yes, of course I want to pull a card for Buckshot. Okay. Oh, Buckshot, vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
I love that. Okay, so again, as we were talking about lunar energy, that's vulnerability. So that's the feminine.
And the feminine, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a second? You explain feminine energy so
How nice.
so beautifully.
Oh, so nice. Feminine energy. Well, it's very simple. No, it's not, but I'm going to say it is. So masculine energy is action. Masculine energy is action, forward moving. Feminine energy is receiving, and it's softer energy in more of a fluid way. So action energy would be considered like fire energy. So that energy moves mountains, it breaks boundaries. It's an action-oriented masculine energy. Feminine energy is receiving and soft, warm, welcoming, and available, vulnerable, able to receive. So the goal in life is to be a balanced male-female energy. So you're very much in touch with and in tune with your feminine energy as well as your masculine, and you can draw on each when needed. Some people get a little stuck in certain energy fields for long periods of time. Right. I'm guilty of that. So I spent a lot of time in masculine energy.
Same.
Oh my God. Like seriously. And it was just too much. And so finally this last few years, and you're the same. And the last few years we have been working on how to enjoy. First of all, it was a challenge to see if we can even do it. Then it was then we were like, but wait, we should be able to do it. And
Yeah.
so then we started to like access the parts of us that were more creative, artistic, cooking, art,
Right.
like storytelling,
Right.
being more nurturing,
Allow
caregiving.
things to flow, because we were
flowing,
so used to
like-
just like always going,
Always.
and always like just make it happen
all the time. And we're both fixed earth signs, so
Right.
it's like forget it. So then when we really allowed the feminine energy to start working, we noticed a whole new world opened up to us, because it was more like you were observing everything unfold instead of making it unfold. So that is, if you can bring those two things together and you can allow things to unfold and also make things unfold, boy, you really hit that like balance, that perfect balance, that yin yang, and it's just amazing. So it's something to strive for, to always work for. Keep surrendering to your masculine, surrender to your feminine, allow the feminine to guide you, also allow the masculine to guide you. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's my speech on that.
Beautifully said.
Okay, so Riz is getting jealous. I can feel it. And so I'm going to have to, no, just
It's my turn now.
yeah, he's like, how long are you going to go? Like, I could just feel it right now. Let's take one more card, and then I'm going to, let's see, we can maybe bring it, just talk about one more topic, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay. All right, let's look. So, Adali, moon sign, Pisces, ascendant, Libra, and she's doing the Western,
Okay.
and Gemini. By the way, she does Western astrology.
Yes. There are many kinds
So we're
of
just
astrology.
pulling cards right now because it's too much to go into an actual astrology kind of reading.
Definitely.
But sometimes she connects the two a little bit. It overlaps when it comes to like the moon's placement or the sun, or
Right.
like what aspect we're going into right now.
Right. So you said she was a Gemini? Was her
Moon
sun
sign is Pisces, ascendant Libra,
Libra rising. Okay.
and then Gemini.
Gemini. Okay.
Wait, is that right? The way she wrote it was
Yeah.
interesting.
I
Because
think
moon
so.
sign. Okay.
Okay. So again, your Pisces moon. So it's a water moon. So this is a little bit more comfortable for you. But I would say, even when I'm pulling a card, I feel like you have to look at things about where you tend to be indecisive, because that's going to be triggered by the Scorpio moon is going into the deeper reasons of why it may be hard for you to make decisions. So I pulled the card patience, and have patience with yourself. You know, I feel like the Gemini and the Libra and you kind of wants everything to be settled and done and just get the idea and have everything be peaceful and harmonious and like stay there. But the Pisces in you has to use this moon to be comfortable in the exploration of what your truth is. And it reminds me of Red Eagle has channeled many times through Riz this concept of the 7 whys, where you ask yourself why 7 times. So your first why is your first answer, but then ask yourself why again. And I always like to give that advice to Pisces to do it 7 times, because by the time you get to the 7th one, you have your real reason and your real decision and your real truth and everything. So have patience with yourself to allow yourself to decide what it is that is, you know, really for you.
I have 2 things I want to talk about.
Yes.
I want to talk about what Chiron is in astrology. Now, when I say that, you could talk for 100 hours on Chiron. So we're just going to only limit it to just like give like some bullet points on what Chiron is in your chart and why it's important. And I'll think of the second question. I had a second question.
Okay, great. Chiron is an asteroid in the chart. And some astrologers say it's a planet, but neither here nor there. It is a position in your chart. And it's called the wounded healer. So it will be in a sign and it will be in a house.
And
signs.
do you recommend somebody to, if somebody wants to pull up a chart or a website that you recommend that
Absolutely.
they could just put
you
in
can go
there?
to astrodienst or astroseek.com. You just, as long as you know your birth time and city and date, of course, you can find your entire chart. And there's so much information.
Isn't there an astro.com?
I think astro.com is one as well.
That's like the oldest one is from Sweden or something.
Yeah, astro.com and astroseek.com, like SEEK.
Okay.
Those are really good ones because they give you a lot of info. And you can look at your Chiron, and it's a little, on the chart, it's a little circle with bunny ears. So it's kind of like a K / little bunny ear in your chart. So you'll find what house it's in, and that's the area of life. Like the first house is you, the 7th house is relationship, and so on. And then it'll be in a sign. So each one of those mean different things. But basically, Chiron is where early in life you have initial trauma that becomes like your Achilles heel. It's the thing that's you're always working on, you always struggle with. Stage 2 is that you start to help other people not have that happen to them. So like if your Chiron is all about no one understands me, you become an advocate for other people to be heard. But then the last and final stage of it, it's a portal where you turn that healing back on yourself and you again become the speaker.
It is simpler than it sounds. It's not as complex. I'm an Aries in Chiron.
Right.
So is Riz.
Yeah,
we both share
are.
this. So we share the same pain, people.
Yes.
So we don't
connection.
help each other with our pain.
Well, you activate each other.
Remind each other of the same pain.
So their Chiron is in Aries, real quick, just give you an example. Aries, it's about the individual. So can I be seen for, who I am as an individual? They have it in different houses, so it's in different ways, but it makes you really want to help other people. Hence, they are constantly helping people. Yeah. It comes full circle when you also get to be the leader, too.
So, guys, this was just a little taster.
Yes.
And it was really fun. Thank you for coming impromptu.
So
you were all just chilling over there, assisting us. We're trying something new tonight. We have a lot of things to offer you guys, not just astrology and tarot, intuitive readings. If you go to our website, rizmirza.com, you can see the whole plethora of what we offer. And also Erica has her own website.
Yes, I do. It's starpathastrology.com.
Starpathastrology.com.
Yes.
And she can do Zoom readings and, and she's great for beginners too. And she does three things that are specialties. One is she can do families.
That's my favorite.
She can actually go to your house and do like a family together. Unreal, bold, AF.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's what happens when you're our assistant. Right. You do stuff like that. Okay. The second thing she does is she gives astrology readings to children.
Yes.
As young as
7, I think is
and
the
they
youngest.
love it.
I'll talk to the kids about their astrology.
You have to go closer.
And I will talk to the kids about their astrology.
They really get it. And she has a way. She's worked with kids for so many years, and she has a way of talking to children that they understand their challenges, what they're working on, things to look forward to, and she kind of couches it in a way that it's not scary or gives them like predictions or anything. It's like very safe. And sometimes the parents are there and sometimes they leave them alone with Erica. Yeah. And the kids are so cute getting their readings. That's the second specialty she does. And the third specialty, long story how we got to this conclusion that she can do this, and it's very amazing, is that she donates her time for children who are not able to speak. Right. So that could include autistic,
cerebral palsy, anyone who is nonverbal. I'll do a reading for the parents about their child's chart, so you can really get a lot of information about what their emotional needs are.
I have to take credit for this one, you guys.
Absolutely,
it was my
100%
idea.
credit
but
to you.
The only reason why I knew she would be good at it is because she's so good talking to children and with children. And I thought, oh my God, if you can give information to the parents about their nonverbal child, then could you imagine how much that would ease up the pressures of why is their child upset about this thing, or what is it that they're trying to convey? What do they want to eat? How do they want to dress? Where do they want to go? How do they want to do things? And the people that she has donated this service to said it was life-changing. So if you have anybody you know that's nonverbal and is a child and you want the parents to have like this gift, she donates that service. So she's amazing, you guys.
Thanks.
Oh, look, Harmony wants somebody to do her family's chart. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. And I do those on Zoom as well. I can do family
charts
charts
on Zoom. She doesn't have to come to your house.
Yeah.
So this has been really fun, and I've been really enjoying it. And it feels weird to not be here.
I'm glad we talked about dragons.
But good night, everybody. And I'm glad we talked about dragons too.
Yeah, it reminded me so much of
that
like,
dragon period.
That period.
And I loved that period. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing, and hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Much love to everybody, and we do feel you through the airwaves. We do feel you through the computer screen. We actually feel you. So we really appreciate you tuning in with us, and keep it going. Tell your friends and let them enjoy this too. And I guess that's it for tonight.
Yeah.
We bid you adieu.
Bon voyage, farewell.
Farewell, my friends. Hey, is there a song that you can?
Oh yeah.
Farewell.
So long. Good
Fair
night.
night.
Auf Wiedersehen. Good night.